Good morning. It's Saturday, the 14th of July. Wow, we're into July already. Wow. This shoot. Oh, crap. Damn it. Da- Ugh. I had to
Let's
think of that.
rewind. Let's rewind. Let's
Yeah.
rewind.
No rewinding. It is live, folks. And that's the thing that goes with it. I forgot to mute the other thread.
Oh,
It is
oh.
time for Shooting the Breeze. I'm your host, TakersMinion. Joined as always, the return
Finally.
of the prodigal son, of course, who was absent last week because he was stuck on a flippin' train between Liverpool and London, the
Mhm.
bastard.
The bastard.
Mr. Doctor Senju. Good evening, sir. Welcome home. How is the
Welcome
land
home.
of the rising sun this early, I should say early morning?
Before I start, if you guys are still wondering, yes, Japan has been hit by floods. No, I wasn't affected. Yes, I'm pretty safe. And yes, I got a close shave with the earthquakes and now the flood. But
What
all in
earthquake? I
all,
didn't know anything about no earthquake now.
oh, last month when I was saying about when I posted about Twitter on Twitter and saying that to those of you who wanted to ask, yes, I am fine
Hmm.
because there's an earthquake at Osaka and Kyoto is just an hour away.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and
Okay.
yeah,
That I
and
didn't know. That's news to me.
okay. Well, here's the thing though. Let's see. I'm literally, like what? About about 12 hours after I just arrived. I think roughly 12 hours or maybe 10. I can't really remember. This is
Arriving
basically me
home.
just fresh. Yeah, this is basically me just fresh off from the plane. Basically me just fresh off from my vacation, and basically me going in here blind.
Oh, well.
Well, uh, and to those of you who are concerned, yes, my trip was fun. My trip was great. It's definitely what I needed. Uh, the details were I went to Amsterdam and then to London and then to Paris. So that's the only three
With a
places in
side
Europe that
trip to
I went.
Liverpool to go to hallowed ground, of course.
Of course. I mean, it was fun. I mean, the story about me going from London to Liverpool was a funny bit because I was stranded at just two more stops reaching to Liverpool, and I had to take an Uber. I was stuck there for about 15 minutes because they promised that they had a replacement buses that can carry me to Sandhill. At the time, I was stuck in Brunswick, and I had to go to Sandhill, and the bus never came. And I was a bit pissed off, and I was a bit miffed about it. But okay, let's handle things one at a time. And I overheard that there's two passengers that I know, two passengers that sat beside me, mother and a daughter, who was trying to go to a meeting for her daughter, interview for her daughter, and they wanted to find an Uber, and I offered to split it. Unfortunately, that didn't happen because they were going the other way, and I was going the one way. So we are going opposite directions. So I said, that's fine. I'll just hitch an Uber on my own. So with 12 pounds in my pocket, I had to go give an Uber, 12 pounds in my credit card. Actually, I had to pay it. Uh, I had to drive about 5 minutes riding an Uber from Brunswick to Anfield. So that a lot of drama involved.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, but it was fun. The whole thing was fun. I
So
spent a lot of time.
this was a solo trip.
Yeah, it is a solo trip. I left the other one. I left the other one in London where she's shopping.
Oh, women are good for that.
They're
I did not.
surprisingly very good. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining about the shopping and all that. I'm not complaining about that at all because
Did
that.
I just say that out loud?
Yes, you did.
Oh God. Sorry, ladies. I'm sorry, ladies, but
No, not. Let me paraphrase that. Not that we're complaining about women are good for shopping. No, 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 not at all. Because on the plus
oh,
side of it all,
oh
I get
shit!
to.
I said that out loud now.
I mean, here's the thing. I'm not complaining about that. I don't complain about that one because to me, on a positive spin in it, at least it gets me to travel around London and see the sights, and which was good, which was awesome. And well, yeah. Nothing to complain on that one because there's a lot of good food. There's a lot of awesome places to shop, and admittedly, yes, I did shop too. I did shop a lot for a lot of things. Shop in new jeans, new shirt. Technically, I packed light. Uh, yeah, technically, I packed light, so I do need to shop
Yeah.
because that's the general rule of if you're going on a vacation, pack light. You can buy your stuff over there if you have the money. If you don't have the money, well, pack everything you have. So that. The cases. I spent the whole of Amsterdam. I spent.
High on pot cookies. We all know that story because you were high on the show the day you showed up.
Okay, I was high on pot cookies. Although I spent most of my trip in Amsterdam going around. That was purely vacation, less shopping, more vacationing. Uh, the just to say out loud, the iced lemon tea over at Holland is so good. I don't know what they put in there. I suspect that they put sparkling water into the tea and the lemon and all that to get it a little bit of a more of a fizz and more of a bang on it all. But it was so good. I can't
Maybe,
stop
maybe,
drinking iced lemon tea over there. So
maybe there was some acid or something in it too. You just don't
maybe, but
know.
yeah, maybe. I don't know. But I was sure that they put sparkling water into it. I think so. I may have to try it over here as well. I don't know whether they have sparkling water over here. Never really tried it,
You
anyways.
may have to make it yourself.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? That could be a business for you. Open up a street side shop and sell that kind of tea.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, maybe over here. But basically, I went to from Amsterdam. I was going to Alkmaar and then Volendam, and then to a village, the Windmill Village, and then flew to London. London is where you shop for a lot of things, which I burned a lot of money on.
London's always expensive. I remember when I went. Oof. My
It's
plane, my airfare was cheap because I worked for an airline at that time.
yeah.
So I was a non-revenue ticket. I paid 10% of a full fare
Ah.
from LAX to
uh,
Heathrow,
Okay.
and this is in
I
like 1992. You know what my
Ooh.
round trip airfare was?
Yeah. How much?
$125.
Wow.
And that's
I mean,
flying for that was flying for. I got upgraded because I had to dress appropriately.
okay.
I got upgraded to first class both times, both ways,
Wow. Okay. Okay.
there
That's
and
good.
back.
That's good. I mean, I told you this, but when I went from Amsterdam to London, I had to take. I think it was a budget airline of theirs from Amsterdam to London Luton. I dropped down at Luton, so
Yeah.
I took an airline called Vueling Airlines. That's a Vueling. So that
Oh
was
yeah.
that was pretty much their budget airline, and it was packed. But I'm not complaining on that one. It was
It was a
fun. It was
freaking
just
cattle car. Why don't you just say it?
I don't want to say it.
It's kind of
Because
like Southwest over here. You and I discussed this.
I don't want. Yeah, I know. I don't want to bash airlines because I had a good time. I had a good experience on Vueling Airlines at that time, at that point of time, anyways. So and then when I was in London, I shopped and I whined and moaned and complained about it on Twitter. I'm a sham, guys. The only places that I visited were Bath, and where there's a Roman bath. There's an actual Roman bath with actual where they built a Roman bathroom over a hot spring in that area of town, and that's pretty much it. I only visited a few small towns like Burton on the Water, where I just visited some small memorable locations.
You did go
Because
to Stonehenge, you bastard.
yeah, I did go to Stonehenge. Stonehenge was fun. As much as you'd see that it's hot, it's actually not that hot. It's a dry kind of hot rather than your sticky kind of hot. Because the wind there blows pretty hard, and you'd always feel a little bit. Oh, this is actually quite nice. It's just cold. It's just chilly. So there's that. And yeah, and again, I went shopping. So at Paris,
Yeah,
there's a lit.
I could tell you, I know exactly how you feel because when I took my trip to London, I was single at the time. I had good
Mhm,
money in my pocket,
mhm.
and I think I spent 2,500, almost 3,000 US
Oh, okay.
on clothing
Oh,
from there. I was smart though.
mhm.
I did not bring it home on the flight.
Ah, okay.
I shipped it back.
That's actually the best way of doing it because if you're buying that much clothing and you don't really want to expend yourself on buying an extra luggage, an extra travel bag for that one,
And
just because
tariffs.
yeah, and tariffs in that one, just ship it over to your location. I didn't have the luxury of that one, so but then again, technically, I spent less. I think I spent about £1,000 sterling. I think close to £1,000 sterling, just on everything that I bought over here close up. I mean, did buy the Bose headphones that I wanted. I did buy a lot of stuff at Liverpool. I did buy a lot of stuff on London, clothings mostly, and some souvenirs that I wanted to give to my family and whatnot. So
And
yeah,
I'm sure you bought some Liverpool FC stuff while you were there.
I did. I
And,
did.
and
I
you're
brought.
gonna make and now Sal's gonna be jealous.
Oh, Sal's gonna be admittedly less jealous because he can actually get it when he watches Liverpool play in a match when they tour in USA, which is
Ah, true.
yeah, which is I think about a few months or a few weeks from now. I think if I'm not mistaken, basically. But yeah, basically that's just it. I got high on pot cookies. I experienced the celebrations of the World Cup where England got to the semifinals and France got to the finals. It was crazy. People were tossing beer. Well, in England, people were tossing beer
And
when they scored.
jumping through bus stop roofs.
Yeah, jumping through bus stop roofs. I mean, in the finals in France, admittedly a bit more kosher, but they still celebrate. No beer tossing, fortunately.
No, they were tossing wine.
Can't see that they were tossing. They were tossing something. I don't know what it is. Hopefully, it's water. I think. The celebrations, especially at Champs Elysees, was very much crazy. That they had to pull out the car, they had to pull out the police cars and whatnot, and shoot tear gas, and just literally saying, "It's too late. You guys need to go home. It's too late already. It's almost 2 in the morning. Go to go to sleep."
Jeez.
I mean, you know the time zones there because in Europe, even if it's 7 o'clock in the evening, the sun is still up.
Oh hell, the sun is up to almost 9 where I'm living right now.
Yeah, the sun is up to almost 9, and from a guy who's living in in the far east corners of the world, where the sun almost technically sets almost normally over here, almost normally on a 12-hour basis. Having the sun set about 10 in the evening, 10 p.m. in the evening is confusing. And when the sun actually practically sets at midnight and you're still celebrating, I'm more confused and excited.
Well,
I mean, I did,
it's easy for you to be confused.
and I didn't tell you
You
this.
have
I
lived
didn't.
such a sheltered life.
Right. Shelter.
Man,
Right.
you are opening the door for me to crucify you every chance I have.
Yep. 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 I know. I
You're
know.
you're out of practice, buddy.
I have 2 weeks of vacation, so I had little time to practice.
Yeah, I
More
know. No
time to
kidding.
just more time to just go out and see the
I'm
sights.
surprised you remember anything from Amsterdam.
I did. I did. I was surprised that I still remember stuff from Amsterdam.
As
It,
high as you were.
true. But I'm not complaining on that one. Probably it's because best memories and whatnot.
You did mention
Eh.
something about red light districts. I guess you did partake in that while you were in Amsterdam, eh?
I only walked there.
Per my suggestion, damn it.
I only walked there.
It's interesting, huh?
Very interesting.
Seeing naked women dancing in the window.
Well, very interesting. Because I think it's more because it's blatant and it's open and it's in your face. Because women literally sit in front of the open windows, the glass, and people, regular people, dressed up normally, walked beside it and just go, "Oh, this is not a lingerie ad. It's actually
It's a brothel, goddamn.
it's a brothel." Oh, so this is not a Victoria's Secret ad. This is not an Asian.
This is a brothel, you pay to have sex here.
I'm sorry.
Don't tell me you walked in with that attitude that this is a lingerie place.
No. I didn't.
Did you walk in just to check out a place? Be honest here. Be honest here.
Okay, I did check it out. It's just not. I think it was just not my type of place, I guess. although it's classy. Although I can definitely say it's classy in a way. I mean, over in London, they literally call it a gentleman's club or something like that. So,
yeah, a gentleman's club with benefits.
Yeah, gentleman's club with benefits. So, I mean, at least I partook. At least I partook in pot cookies. That's just about it. I mean, they sell that shit in the open.
Yep.
I mean, they just sell it in a plastic jar or something for about for about €5. Okay, €5. You got 100% organic pot cookies. What? Pot cookies? You don't have pot brownies no more? No. Unfortunately, sir, we don't have any pot cookies, pot brownies. Okay, pot cookies it is. The result of that was last week.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks
Remember,
ago.
you were stuck on the train last week.
Yeah.
From Liverpool back to London.
Yep. Yeah, all in all, I had fun. I think it was definitely what I needed, what I wanted, and what I needed, just to sit back, relax, and just vacation. That's about it, I think. And it definitely churns a lot of. It definitely got my mind going on. Okay, if I can actually go here, maybe I could spend vacationing time in the States. So maybe it's a plan.
Nice. I'm sure there are a lot of people that would love that. I'm sure two guys, one sport would like it.
I'm sure everybody will like it. I mean, I had to plan.
Violent Wrestling Podcast, Ruthless Aggression, which you were supposed to do last night,
which I didn't. I was stuck in a plane.
Not my fault. I got yelled at by him about this.
Oh no! Should have gone. Later on, I'll go and grovel and apologize and say I'm sorry.
You better.
It is my fault. It is my fault. I did tell him.
I'm on next Friday.
Ah, okay.
Because now I have really screwed days off.
Ooh. Because of the whole thing, or just
No, my days off have really changed, and they're screwy as hell.
Ah, okay, that sucks.
Off Monday, work second shift Tuesday, third shift Wednesday, third shift Thursday, off Friday.
Well, here's something that you can rub you can rub on my face with. At least I'm leaving all the English breakfast. I'm leaving all the pot cookies. I'm leaving all the croissants. I'm leaving Liverpool
you gained about 10 pounds on your trip.
Yep, I did. I did. I swear to God, I did. They just some of my family members say, "Have you gained weight? You're supposed to lose weight when you go there." Yeah, but the food there was good. I mean, I'll open a entirely new podcast about how I was eating how I was eating salmon, fish, and chips. A lot of times I was eating cheese and bread, which was good and all that. I mean, I don't find myself even picky about just okay. There's no noodles. There's no rice. Well, I did grab some rice, but for that matter, I had to go to a Lebanese restaurant just to get rice, which they cook alongside with their spices and meat and whatnot. But I'm not complaining about that one. Just that there's more other options to go and have food. Somehow I gained weight. So nope, need to lose weight. There's a point. It's a point in. There's a point in time. Yeah, I need to lose weight. In any sense, like I said, you can rub this fact in my face that I'm leaving all that for the routine and mundane and my work back again over here at home. So,
oh, poor baby. No simping. No simping here.
No simping.
Because I don't get vacation. I don't know what the hell a goddamn vacation is.
I know. I mean,
I haven't had a vacation in 15 years.
Wow. I mean, I'm lucky enough to have some time that I can take off for vacation. I know that work is gonna come, and then suddenly 2 weeks worth of work that I left behind is gonna come bite me in the ass.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have a stack of shit on your desk. Ooh-wee.
Next week on Shooting the Breeze, MDS is dead because of work.
Yes, that's the title for next week. MDS is dead
because of work.
Yep.
And yet, yeah. And but at least another point of positivity on this one is that, well, that means I'll get to return to regular broadcasting scheduling rather than the whole mess that I'm going up in the last 2 weeks. But yeah, here I am back again doing podcasts that I love. So
let me ask you.
Yeah.
Last week you missed being on?
Yeah, I miss being on.
You're addicted. You're afflicted just like I am.
I mean, I'm not totally addicted as in 100%. I have to do it because but the thought of it is at the back of the thought of it is predominantly on my mind when I was riding the train. Is Taker going to do it? Is Taker able to do it? And fortunately enough, and surprisingly and complimentarily enough, Taker did.
I always come through.
Mm-hmm.
I called Biff for last minute. I knew I could count on him.
Yeah. How's Biff, by the way? I need to ask them. Biff, you listening? How are you?
He's been having some issues.
Wow. Okay. Tough luck, man.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear from. Yeah. Tough luck. Can't wait to hear from you. At least we're gonna go away from all this talk of me having vacations and somehow whatnot to, well, we're gonna talk about something that's gonna be a little bit
more serious.
More serious, yeah, and a little bit more depressing in a sense. Should we say depressing? Can we say depressing or can we not say depressing?
Well, if we're talking about sumo, yeah, it is a bit depressing.
Oh, okay.
This is the right now we're coming into day 8, I believe.
Yeah, okay.
Of the Nagoya Basho.
Okay.
And it has been an interesting week.
Really?
To say the least. Very, very interesting week. We all knew Yokozuna Kasina Sato was granted another Basho off. That makes 8 in a row that he has missed.
Mm-hmm.
Since suffering his pectoral muscle injury.
Mm-hmm.
And day 3 into the Nagoya Basho, Hakuho pulled out.
Wow, okay.
Yokozuna Hakuho pulled out due to a injury of his patella tendon.
Mm-hmm.
While warming up on day 2. Or no, day 1.
Mm-hmm.
He got caught and he caught his toe in a tarpaulin that was laid out on the floor because of some water or something on the floor.
Yikes.
And the pain got progressively worse as the Basho went along, and he withdrew.
Wow.
The next day, go ahead.
Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. This is again. MDS doesn't know anything about this because this week I'm going in blind. So yeah, continue.
Mhm.
Continue.
The next night,
Mhm.
Kakuryu loses his second match in 5 nights.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's big.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
is. He's another Yokozuna.
mhm.
Now, mind you, we've already got two Yokozuna out.
Yeah. That means we literally. I think going in, we literally do not have any yokozunas defending or fighting.
No, he withdrew because of a elbow injury.
Mm.
He can't get any power in his right arm. That's his dominant side. Something's wrong with his elbow.
Ah,
So
okay.
he withdrew.
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
newly promoted Ozeki Tochinoshin withdrew.
Wow.
Possible ligament injury to his right big toe.
Yeah, guys, you might laugh at this one, but
No, the thing about it,
it's no laughing matter. This one.
no, it isn't.
Damaged ligaments on the big toe, especially on the big toe, especially at the feet. Actually, to be
Especially in the
technically
feet
speaking,
with
it's
sumo,
gonna affect. Yeah, it was gonna
with
affect you.
sumo with the rikishi. The thing is that anything other than the soles of the feet touching the dohyo, which is the ring,
Hmm.
um, is considered a loss.
Yeah.
And if you cannot keep your balance and maintain, grip, and if you look at what they do, they dig their toes in to do this. And Tochinoshin cannot bend his right big toe to dig in.
Hmm.
So he withdrew yesterday.
Ow. Okay.
So not only are we having we've had history made. This is the first time since 1999 that no Yokozuna has competed in a basho.
Hmm.
It looked like the door was open for Tochinoshin to win, and he suffered a loss and his injury. Right now, the door is open for Mitakeumi, who is 7-0 as of
Hmm.
last night.
Hmm. I mean, I think if I wanted to put a positive spin on it, this is a perfect chance for the lower ranked sumo wrestlers to climb up the ranks, basically,
Yes, it is. It is. I
because
mean,
there's no.
Amin Nishiki,
Mhm.
okay, 39-year-old guy with bad knees. He's in contention for the Jurio Championship
Mhm.
at 6-1. This is an old man whose knees are gone.
Yeah.
Okay, and he's won six six bouts and has lost one, and
Mhm.
has looked really, really good. The field is wide open right now.
Mhm.
We're going to have probably a rank and filer win, which is right now Mitakeumi, I should say, is the leading candidate at 7-0. He's a Megashira 1. I believe he's West. Yeah, Megashira 1
Yeah.
West.
Mhm.
And he is leading everybody at 7-0. He's got like 5 people behind him at 6-1.
Mhm.
It has become the basho of injuries.
Ah. Okay.
Plus, granted, it's been very, very warm there.
Yeah, because surprisingly speaking, it's well.
Average temperature this week has been 35
Yep.
Celsius,
Yep.
which
It's
is
no joke. It's a huge thing, guys. I mean, even when I was vacationing over at Europe, the heat there was overwhelming. Because you thought that in the summertime, it's at least getting a little bit warm. But there's one guy in England who well, technically he actually is a bartender. When I was going down at a bar, when I was going over to the bar just to watch soccer there, football on the TV, and he was telling me about the heat wave. I was asking about the heat wave, saying, "Oh, this is actually the hottest that we're experiencing in history, in record history. I think in about 10 years. So yeah, the
yeah.
heat was." The heat was I don't say it's overbearing and overwhelming and whatnot. It's just it's just a surprise to get that much heat. People, or even the government, there was already giving reminders: drink plenty of water, go get your hat, wear a shade, or sit close to a shade and whatnot. I mean, wow.
Well, you think about it, like I said, it's been averaging 35 Celsius in Nagoya, which
Mm,
is the gymnasium that they're in. The
they had
AC
to.
does not work very well at all.
Oh yeah.
Because if you look at, you can find it on Twitch at Mbobo Subo, the stream every night.
Mhm.
He is. You can see they issue, believe it or not, he they issue fans for the fans. Literally,
Yeah, yeah. They
you
actually
know,
gave you
they're free.
electric. Either the I think it's the regular fan, just the
The
fan where you
handheld
in
fan,
the hand fan where you have to literally fan yourself.
yeah, and you know it's bad if the AC system was not keeping up. But granted, you got almost five to I think 5 to 7,000 people in there.
Yeah, number one and number two, Nagoya's air conditioning mm, hasn't been changed since the past 5 years, I think. So
No, it's
can't
actually
keep
been
it.
15 years.
Yeah, hasn't been changed. Okay, that's even more. That's even worse. Hasn't been changed in the past 15 years. Yeah.
And the AC does not get down to the doyo at
Nope.
all.
Not at all.
And if
Not
you look
at
at
all.
if you watch, I mean, these Ricochet, some of them are what 3, 4, 500 pounds. They are drenched in sweat.
Yep. It's not baby oil, people.
Nope, it is
It's
sweat.
not baby. It's not baby oil, people. It's sweat.
The one thing that amazes me about these guys, though, is that as large as they are, and I mean they're big,
They're big.
they're fast.
Yep. They're fast
They
too.
are extremely fast.
Yep. They are.
But right now, like I said, Mitakayumi leads the way at 7-0.
Hmm.
Um, when he went 4-0, he said he's gonna. He threw his hat and got arrogant and said, "I'm gonna win." And
Ooh, famous last words. I think famous
yeah,
last word.
and it has caused a lot of people in the stream and the thread that I am a moderator for that um they are like, really, are you serious? We as a group are against him.
Ah, okay.
We want to see him lose.
Oh, it's gonna be fun though if he actually loses. Chairs are gonna be thrown, tables are gonna be flipped, beers are gonna be tossed.
Zabutan gonna go flying.
Zabutans are gonna go flying, sakes are gonna be thrown away or do stuff. I don't know.
And the happy-go-lucky kid of Abi. I know you know who Abi is.
Yes, I do.
He defeated Kakuryu just before he withdrew, and
Oh,
Zabutan went everywhere.
yep. Oh, that's fun.
That's another gold star for him, Kinboshi. That's I mean, I like that kid. He does not seem to have a care in the world. He's always smiling. It doesn't matter,
He's.
win or
I think
lose.
he's. I think he's basically just having fun. He's just enjoying his run in the Basho. So yeah.
Yeah, he's a Mega Sure 3 right now.
So he's enjoying his run. He's supposed to because technically speaking, he doesn't. It's not. It's not the fact that some people say that this is a sport that they do is a work of theirs. Sometimes you forget a sport is a sport. Just enjoy your sport. The money
Yeah.
will come soon after for them, anyways, for professionals.
Well, he the night he defeated Kakuryu, he won 29 envelopes.
Yep. Wow. Oh, wow. 29 envelopes. Huh.
Yeah,
That's quite a lot of sponsors. That's quite a lot of
yeah, it
sponsors.
is.
Yeah.
But a lot of those sponsors were Kakuryu's, but you know,
Well.
but still, I mean, it's amazing to watch. It is such a divert. It is such a
Diverse card that you think you said.
it's such a what's the word I'm looking for? Opposite.
Uh,
It's so different. It's a different thing to watch other than WWE, NJPW,
okay, okay.
TNA.
I think what the word you're saying is that
It's
it's a
divergent.
complete 180. It's a complete 180. I think.
Yeah, it's divergent
Simple.
from professional wrestling,
Yeah, it's
where you
divergent.
really and truly do not know or cannot even speculate the final outcome of a particular bout.
Mhm.
Well, if so and so does this, this will happen. Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true. Because, well, some people forget that. Well, these are basically just people. These are to sumo wrestlers. It's more how to say. It's not predicted. I think it's more.
It's not predetermined.
Yeah, it's not predetermined. It's more. It's more. It's a contest of skill, power, and speed and whatnot. Agility. Yeah, it doesn't set that way. So there's that. I mean, but then again, wow, it's gonna be quite how to say an open the door moment for the rest of the sumo wrestlers down there with
Mm-hmm.
most of the well, most if not all. I think I can safely say all of the yokozunas are out.
Yeah, I
One
mean,
of the top one
there
of the
is.
top Oseki's out. So
Yeah, this is the first time since 1999 there has been no yokozuna competing.
mhm. And it's going to be a chance for the it's going to be a chance for the people sumo wrestlers on the lower card to catch up. So yeah,
Yeah,
to catch up, get their kicks in, move up the ranks. Slow and steady wins the race. So yeah, take every
yeah, it
chance you get.
does.
Take every chance you get. I think you're right. It's safe to say that it's a strange. I think it's a strange, chaotic spot for sumo wrestlers, for sumo as a whole, because their top guys are out, and one of the top names in the Ozeki is out as well. So there's no how to say there's no big names. There's no the top guys or main eventers over there. So it gives the mid carders and upper mid carders a chance to move up the ranks for them, anyways. Which is a good
Yeah,
thing.
no kidding.
Which is a good thing. I mean, other than that, what else? From serious, I think it's safe to say we move to depressing. Is it depressing?
Yeah, it is.
It is depressing.
Raw and SmackDown sucked.
Should we touch about Extreme Rules first before we talk about Raw and SmackDown? It's more depressing.
Let me pull up the list. Hold on. Because I don't. That is the name of this thing. The Not So Extreme Rules preview.
Yeah, which you did name, and it's a cool name. Congrats to you.
Well,
I got
it. I
congrats.
come up with one. I'll come up with one every now and then.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 11 scheduled contests on Extreme Rules 2018, which let me just extreme. No. Okay, let me just give a quick rundown on this.
Actually, there's 12
matches okay.
total between the pre-show and the main show.
Yeah, okay. So, including, let me run it down quickly. Extreme Rules 2018 is going to be located at PPG Paint Arena at Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So
yes,
and it's on July 15, 2018. And we, like Taker said, we have 11 matches on the card, including including the pre-show. We have 2 pre-shows and 12 main events. 12. Well, we have 2 pre-shows. Yeah, I'm dividing it again. 2 pre-shows, 10 matches. So that gives us a total of 12 matches on the card. Let me give you
5 hours of goddamn pay-per-view. That's going to be shit.
Yeah, let me give you the whole rundown of it all. The matches that have been going on without stipulations. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, Bobby Lashley versus Roman Reigns, Jeff Hardy versus Shinsuke Nakamura, Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin, Bludgeon Brothers versus Hell No, AJ Styles versus Rusev, and the Deleters of World versus the B Team. These are matches without stipulations. With stipulations, we have 5. Kevin Owens versus Braun Strowman, that's in a steel cage. Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins in an Iron Man match. Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax, that's Extreme Rules. Carmella versus Asuka. Yeah.
Ellsworth in a shark cage. Spit it out.
I just threw up in my mouth.
Yeah, no kidding.
James Ellsworth in a shark cage. It's 2018. Anything can happen. Twice. Oh, shark cage is coming back. Oh god. Sanity versus the New Day for a tables match. These are matches with stipulations.
And that's a pre-show match.
Mm-hmm. And well, all of this, sadly to say, the matches with stipulations don't live up to the Extreme Rules name. Of all the 12 matches you have, including the pre-shows, only one is carrying the titular name of the pay-per-view card, and that's Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax.
Yep.
The rest of it, it's just your standard steel cage Iron Man match.
Mm-hmm.
Tables. Somebody in a shark cage. Or just put a sex doll in a sex cage for that matter, too.
Oh, Shark Week this month. Who cares? Hey, that is the most weakest tie-in I've ever heard. Sorry, but I hate to hang you out like that. But
here's the thing. I'll give you the stuff that doesn't live up to the Extreme Rules name. Carmella versus Asuka with James Ellsworth hanging in a cage. I am not interested. Both tag title matches, I'm not interested either, because both of them aren't in the stipulation causes. They don't put stipulations for that, which in fact you can actually put it in, which they didn't, and made this a waste of time. Bobby Lashley versus Roman Reigns should involve something of a stipulation of sorts.
Yes,
because these two men can brawl as much as most of you listeners would somehow hate the whole storyline matter. I think inserting Extreme Rules or inserting at least a stipulation that adheres to the Extreme Rules matchup can do something about this.
Oh, look who joined us.
Oh.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. I'm still under a rant right now, so I'm ranting. But hey, good morning to you, madam. Now I have to chill.
I know you're looking forward to Extreme Rules with bated breath, aren't you, AA?
Oh yes, really baited. There's a lot of chum in the water.
The puns. Oh, sooner or later I'll be faced off against a feeding frenzy of sorts, I guess. Oh, okay. Where was I? How are you today? Good madam?
I'm doing great.
That's good to know. I'm doing good too. This is basically like 12 hours in, just after I arrived, trying to survive jet lag. But yeah, where was I? Yeah, okay. Bobby Lashley versus Roman Reigns. Should have inserted a stipulation just to spicing things up. Last man standing, falls count anywhere. I quit. Hardcore, no disqualifications. Put something in it. Or steel cage. Putting Lashley and Reigns inside a steel cage would have been perfect. WWE already put that with Owens and Strowman, so there's that. And then there's AJ Styles versus Rusev. Again, no stipulations. Had they been given a stipulation related to making their opponent tap out or something like that, it's gonna at least it spices up the thing against two men who can put submission moves against one another. Calf Crusher versus the Accolade. There you go. ideas. And there's Jeff Hardy versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Again, a singles match.
with no stakes.
No stakes.
No stipulations, no stakes. I mean,
Okay.
this is the weakest. This is one of the. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I'm going to say it now. This is one of the weakest Extreme Rules pay-per-view cards I have ever seen.
I mean, here's the thing. Sure. Again, Jeff Hardy versus Shinsuke Nakamura. This could have been a titular title match of Extreme Rules variation. I mean, but then again, I understand the reasoning because, well, I think there's an article coming out saying about how Jeff Hardy doesn't do swanton bombs anymore. I think there's one of it.
Well, they're saying Jeff's hurt again.
Yeah, they're saying Jeff's hurt again, or that he's not going to take any more risks about why he isn't doing any swanton bombs.
Do you blame him?
No, I don't. He's like, what, 38, 40, close to 40, I think?
I think he's 40.
Yeah, he's there and thereabouts.
Hey,
and
would know.
No, I would know.
Yep.
I don't keep up with Hardys.
Yeah, he's 40.
Okay. He's 40 years old, and ever since he entered the WWE, he has been using a high risk moveset. So,
but I thought Hardy was one of your faves there, AA.
No, I never said he was.
Well, look who else just showed up.
Yeah, I kind of fail at this thing of,
where were you?
Where were you, Chris?
I literally just woke up. I do not know what the hell happened, but apparently my body just decided, you know what? You're not waking up on time today. You're just gonna sleep. Yeah, you're just gonna sleep. That's really what happened there. So my apologies. That was
It's okay. It's okay.
we haven't got to G1 yet, so we're good.
Oh, good.
We haven't. Yeah, we haven't. I'm still on a rant about Extreme Rules.
Oh, lovely.
I'm still ranting about Extreme Rules.
Your rant was good. This guy has been going off for the last 5 minutes.
Oh, I love it. Please continue. Please.
I mean, where the hell would I want to continue? There's 6 matches without stipulations, and 5 of the matches with stipulations suck. And then the only one of the match that has the title of the pay-per-view except Extreme Rules, there's only one of it. Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax.
And what is Extreme Rules stipulation? What the hell is that?
Oh, it's the same thing as like literally every other stipulation. It's a street fight. It's no holds barred. It's no disqualification. Yada yada
which
yada.
Means Ronda Rousey's going to jump the rail from ringside and beat the shit out of Alexa
or Nia,
or Nia, yeah, or both.
Yeah,
I mean,
or all 3 for that matter. Because we know Mickey James is going to be there somehow.
More than likely,
and get tossed again as well. So, I mean, the event gimmick itself is a hardcore wrestling match. Supposedly has to be, and signature match types like Extreme Rules match should be in there. But there's not much Extreme Rules in extreme. There's not much extreme in Extreme Rules in this year iteration of pay-per-view. That is, there's nothing. I mean, forgive me for going in blind on the whole Extreme Rules 2018 matches, because I have been spending 2 weeks out from it. But going in, I'm going to say, this is not interesting enough. You have 6 other matches without stipulations. Why don't you put in stipulations on these 6 matches?
because they don't give a shit. I mean, this has been a hallmark of Extreme Rules for the past 3 years.
Yeah. This is about the worst Extreme Rules. That's why the title of this is the Not So Extreme Rules Preview, because there is
one of the fucking stipulation. And yes, I am going to put I'm going to put $1 in the tip jar, or yen in the tip jar, because Carmella versus Asuka involves James Ellsworth in the Shark Cage match. When is that extreme? When has that been extreme?
Oh, that'll be a wonderful moment when Carmella somehow gets the key and tosses up to him, and he gets out of the cage, somehow falls right on top of Asuka, and that results in Carmella winning the match, because that's how it's gonna happen.
Please don't.
Oh, Chris, please don't give WWE any ideas. Please.
That's already their idea. I promise you that.
Let me tell you something. If it is, I'm going to come to New York, find you, and garrote you with your own bass strings.
Please do me a favor.
So that tells you I was listening the other night, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And I'm glad you were, because it's my
Okay.
Lord in heaven.
Oh, but okay, I'll run the whole card now properly rather than going into another rant about how this is not interesting at all. We have two pre-matches. We have two pre-show matches: Andrade Cien Almas versus Sin Cara, which is one. Singles match.
That match I think is going to be good.
Singles match, no stipulations.
Mhm.
The second pre-show match is the New Day versus Sanity. Tables match.
Hmm.
Am I wrong to say that this two pre-show matches somehow is going to be good? Somehow is going to be good.
The Andrade Cien Almas Sin Cara match, I believe is going to be good. If it's anything like the match they had on SmackDown, which was amazing, that was the match of the night on SmackDown.
Mhm. And again, guys, I'm going into this blind. I don't know anything.
I think AA would agree with me on that.
Yeah.
It was one of the better matches on Tuesday night.
I'm trying to remember if I saw that match or not.
Oh God.
Where was it Tuesday? What was I doing Tuesday? Oh yeah, I was at Champs-Élysées trying to avoid the crowd.
You know.
Okay. I was at Paris trying to avoid the crowd and tear gas and whatnot. But anyway.
Yeah, Chris, he got himself into some trouble, I guess.
Lovely. Well done, sir. Well done.
Well, he was there because of the French making the finals.
Mhm.
France making the finals of the World Cup. People were celebrating up to, I think, at least 1 or 2 in the morning, and cops had to come out with tear gas, yelling, shouting, "Okay, it's time to go. Disperse, disperse."
Disperse.
Because the street at Champs is big, is huge. If you guys haven't been, it's big. It's like 4 lanes and then 4 lanes against, going on in opposite directions, all heading towards the Arc de Triomphe. And at that particular night, it was packed with people. No cars at all. People were celebrating that we're going to the finals. Up until, I think it was at 7. It was at 8 up until 12 in the midnight, up to 1 or 2. That's where the cops come in shooting tear gas.
Yeah.
But I mean, that is even more extreme than the Extreme Rules match. So.
Oh, that would be I just had an interesting thought.
Okay.
A match that has a plexiglass or what's the word? I'm trying to think of what the windshields are in NASCAR. Damn it.
Plexiglass?
I think they're either plex. I think they actually are bulletproof glass.
Wait, I'm trying to think of the name of it.
Lexan.
Lexan, thank you. A
There we
Lexan
go.
cube with vent holes around it, and have the wrestlers wrestle a tear gas match. That would be Extreme Rules.
That would also be awful.
It would have to be done outside and shown via video. Be a
Yeah.
live video feed.
Yeah. Like the risk of that doing damage to the crowd. No, just no.
That's number 1.
No.
But I tell you what, over in Japan they would probably do it. DDT Wrestling would do it.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, no. I don't think DDT would do that. Their stipulations tend to be a little bit crazy, but they don't do anything that would be actively
Life-threatening. I think actively life-threatening to the crowds. I think they won't do that.
I mean, and not even life-threatening, because tear gas isn't necessarily life-threatening, but it is, it
Risky,
would definitely diminish from the experience for everybody involved.
Mm-hmm.
I would feel sorry for the wrestlers in some kind of match like that.
Yep.
A CS gas match. Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snot hanging to your knees from your nose.
Oh my
Oh
god.
no.
Thanks, Jethro. Thanks.
Thanks for the image. Thank you for the image.
You're welcome.
Feeling like a dead duck much? Uh-huh.
Well, let's put it this way. Let me put it this way. I was in the Marine Corps in boot camp. We had to go to a gas chamber. We dealt with CS gas. So I am speaking from experience. I had snot hanging to my knees. Thank you very much.
I believe you.
Okay.
I do believe you.
Okay.
That is some of the worst stuff I've ever experienced.
Yum. Okay.
No, but like I said, Andrade, Cien Almas, and Sin Cara, if they could put on a match like they put on Monday or Tuesday night, it would be a great match. Those are two guys that have worked together before in CMLL, and it would be good because we all know that La Sombra was part of Los Ingobernables.
The original.
The originals.
Mm-hmm.
We are a third knockoff.
Yes.
We are a third knockoff.
We're a knockoff of the knockoff of the knockoff.
Yep. Well, we're a parody of the knockoff of the knockoff, I think.
Yeah,
like I said, we're using it with permission, so.
Okay, I guess. Why not? Oh, I dropped my coin. Okay. Then we have one, or we go straight to the main match cards. Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax. Extreme Rules match for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. Got AJ Styles versus Rusev. Singles match for the WWE Championship. No stipulation.
What is the stipulation on that? Nothing.
Yep. And then you have Matt Hardy, Bray Wyatt versus the B Team, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel tag team match for the WWE.
That's gonna be an interesting match.
Tag team match for the WWE Raw Tag Team Championship. Again, no stipulation.
Interesting is certainly one way to describe it. I think it's going to be goddamn awful, but okay.
Why do you think it's going to be awful, Chris?
Because, let's see. Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, the only interesting thing about their team is Matt Hardy shenanigans, because they're both pretty bad right now in terms of in-ring work. Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, two workers who have never really been renowned for being anything other than mediocre in the ring. And what is there to offer that's going to be of anything of interest to the match since there's no stipulation to it?
Yeah. I mean, the only thing going for the B Team is that they're quite entertaining as a comedy act. Other than that, they have nothing.
The only thing, not even that, I don't even find them to be all that entertaining anymore. The only thing that's going for them is that they're not one of the teams that has been in the spotlight over the past couple of years, because the tag team division has been just a rotating cast of characters that's been essentially the same for quite a while now.
Was it you, or was it? No, it was Biff and myself last week. We talked about the tag teams overall. And then, if you think about it, there are way too many comedy tag teams right now.
Yeah.
You had the Fashion Police, which right now,
I think I can safely say that they're dead in the water.
Fandango had surgery. I think it was knee or shoulder?
I think it was shoulder, I think.
We got Titus Worldwide, which is a comedy tag team.
Yep.
The Ascension were basically buried by JBL 3 years ago, and they're a comedy tag team. The B Team, which is a comedy tag team who's getting a shot at the titles, which I wouldn't put it past WWE to put it on them just to piss everybody off.
Probably.
Heath Slater and Rhino, comedy tag team. There's 5? There are no real solid tag teams worth a damn that are being pushed.
Nope.
I mean, the Revival is a borderline comedy. They're coming out challenging Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley to a tag team match.
And yet, Roman got them over. Since Lashley doesn't do garbage, but Roman got the moment.
True. That's true.
And why do I get the feeling that in the match with Roman Reigns, Bobby Lashley, Roman's going to put Bobby over?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either, because that's what Roman do. That's
what
what Roman does.
It's not going to be worth anything, but that is what happens.
Roman shines the bigger name up without complaint. Does his job well.
Let's call it what it is. It's not a bigger name. It's not a bigger name because Bobby Lashley has been shit. Pardon my language, but Bobby Lashley, since he has come back to WWE, has not lived up to the hype by any means.
No, I will agree.
Mm-hmm. He's been pretty garbage.
And and if you think about it,
okay,
Roman Reigns called him on it.
Yeah,
you really made an impact. That was one of my favorite things I've ever heard him say. That was so good.
You really made an impact.
Mm-hmm.
Just a small splash.
And he goes, "Yeah, you left 10 years ago because you wanted to be a big name somewhere else."
In MMA.
Yeah, in MMA, and you didn't do that there either, did you?
You really made an impact.
and Bobby Lashley sat there like, yes, and I'm going to pay the fine. He sat there with a look on his face like, you motherfucker, you just went there?
Mm-hmm. It was good.
And I was sitting there going, ooh, it's going to piss somebody off.
Yep.
Oh, well, okay. Considering that we are jumping around, Roman Reigns versus Bobby Lashley is a singles match. No stipulations whatsoever.
Yeah.
No stipulations. Where has this world gone into? Is it going to go into shit? Something? Then you have Bludgeon Brothers versus Team Hell No tag team match for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championship.
This is probably the only match on the card that I have any sort of investment or excitement for.
Only because it's Team Hell No. Let's be real about it.
Well, no. I love the Bludgeon Brothers. I love Harper and Rowan. And
I know you do. They're finally getting the shine on their own.
Yeah, and the only thing that gives me any sort of feeling that it could be worthwhile here is that excuse me.
Okay.
Kane, who is god awful in the ring, is working with two guys that actually, can work at his pace and can make him still look good and dangerous throughout the course of the match. So,
well, Kane has not always been god awful in the ring.
No. But at what is he now? 47, 48, 50?
I will check. Hold on.
He's well past the age where he can, mask his age. He's in the ring at 47 plus, and
he's 51.
He's 51, yeah.
Okay.
He's in the ring at 51 years old, and he looks every bit of it every time he's in there. But Harper and Rowan are good enough at
Harper's damn near 40.
Yeah, but still is
he looks good for 40. He looks good
one of the hardest working and best looking guys in the ring. Even at 37.
Yeah. Quick question on both of you. Who's gonna go slower? Undertaker getting his entrance or Kane getting his entrance right now in Extreme Rules?
Wait, Undertaker's why is Taker gonna be there?
No. This is just a hypothetical thing.
Taker's slower easily.
Hey now.
Hey, yeah.
Undertaker's still the cornerstone of the company.
And that's a problem.
Why?
Because he can't walk.
Well, he can glide.
I know you love the man. I know you have devotion for him, and I respect that a great deal. But the man can't walk. It's time to move on.
MDS, what have I been saying for the last 18 months?
Stay retired.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we're in agreement then.
I love him. I love him to death. He is my God and everything like that. But it is time He's only a year younger than I am.
Mhm.
I'm 54. He's 53.
Yeah.
He's already had hip replacement surgery. Dude,
Yeah.
if you're gonna come and do matches, because there's talk of him there's talk of him having a rematch with Cena at SummerSlam.
Yep.
That didn't happen.
Make it short.
That didn't happen. Nothing happened.
I mean, that match at WrestleMania with him and Cena
Mm.
was just long enough to give everybody a taste of what Undertaker once was,
Uh-huh.
and that's what people need.
Mm-hmm.
Well, again, I mean, considering all the facts on that one, yeah. And then again, I think they're gonna spend a lot more time waiting for Kane to make his entrance, I guess. So there's that.
Kane can still move fairly normally.
Well, yeah,
And he doesn't have near the injuries or near the problems with his body that Taker does.
Mhm.
It's just that he's gotten old, and his
he looks
body is slowing down, and that's normal.
Yes.
his body is finally catching up to his age, I think. So
Yep.
finally catching up to his age. And then you have Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins with Drew McIntyre beside him. 30-minute Iron Man match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
The only positive. Go ahead.
Well, Taker, if you were listening, so you heard me say this on Thursday, but the wrong man is in this match. This match has the potential to be interesting if we were talking about Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre.
Very much so. Oh man,
I hate to say it. I hate to say this, but Drew McIntyre is flat out the better person aside from Dolph Ziggler.
He is.
Sure, he has made significant progress when he's paired up against Dolph Ziggler, but still, you can't help the fact that Drew McIntyre is 10 steps above Dolph Ziggler in a way.
Let's put it this way. Right now, they're using Drew McIntyre as Dolph's lackey.
Which is, as from the moment that happened, I was just disgusted. Like, this is how you're bringing the guy back? Really?
As a lackey?
Do you know the only one that out of 3MB that could have the great return is Jinder Mahal. I come in peace, and yet he's the most violent son of a bitch there is. Tell me I'm wrong.
Oh no, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong. You're right.
Wrong.
Chris is wholly indifferent. I'm just laughing my ass off because it's actually pretty true, and this is the world I live in.
Yeah, no, it's just it really disappoints me how much they actively work towards misusing their talent.
Yep.
It's like I'm afraid of, and Chris, you could use this on Thursday if you wish. If you can clip this audio if you want and put it on your show. I am afraid for Kairi Sane, Nikki Cross, and Shayna Baszler coming to the main roster. Are they going to book them as such abortions as the rest of the people they booked?
Let's run down the list of the people who have come up since WrestleMania.
Bailey is top of the list.
No. I'm
just
talking about since WrestleMania 34.
Okay.
Let's run down the list. Why don't we?
Okay.
Sure.
Why not?
The Icons, completely worthless.
Yep.
Sanity, completely worthless.
Yep.
AOP, completely worthless. Am I missing anything? Oh, Andrade Cien Almas, nearly completely worthless.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is literally in the best position out of all of them. And he's a fucking backup to Dolph fucking Ziggler. I want to cry. I want to scream and cry because these people who have been amazing, who have proven themselves to be amazing, are just being tossed into the wood chipper.
Head first.
Yeah.
Head first, the wood chipper. And then what's even sadder is that Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin in a singles match again, no stipulation.
Has anyone noticed that this is a rehash of Big Cass versus Daniel Bryan? I'm a big guy, you're a little guy.
Yeah,
Can't get enough of
in a
those.
sense. In a sense, it's not gonna be the first. It's not the first time. It's definitely not gonna be the last time where big man.
And
versus
I
little
will
man.
say it now, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. That is shit booking, lazy booking on the part of creative, because they're like, well, what the hell do we do now?
Let's put Baron Corbin and Finn Balor together. Yay!
I mean,
Doubly so.
George said it best a couple of weeks ago when he was on the 1 year anniversary. Corbin shaved his head. Why wasn't there a match at a pay-per-view putting his hair on the line?
You really care enough about Baron Corbin's hair?
It would have been nice. It would have been a nice thing.
Oh, yeah.
It would
I
have
mean,
been
yeah, it
something.
would have been nice, but when has this company ever given us anything nice recently?
Mm,
Since 10 years ago, I think.
I was going to say 10 years ago, maybe.
Since 10 years ago, I think. We've been wading into this muck and probably complimenting small things and then criticizing large things that we see dead end in the eye.
Excuse me.
But anywho, last card is Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens, which is just recently. I believe it's just recently announced this week for steel cage match.
The only reason why they're putting it in a steel cage is so that we can have the moment of Braun throwing Owens through the cage.
Yeah.
Yay! 2 thumbs up.
I'm looking forward to that.
Okay. At least someone is looking forward to it.
Hey, tell us why you're looking forward to that.
Because I just love watching Braun manhandle people.
Okay.
Fair enough. I mean, he is gonna make Kevin Owens look like a
$1 million?
Yeah. Right.
$1 million ragdoll? Probably so. He's been
But
avoiding.
we also know that Braun's going to have to sell some of Kevin's offense. He's going to have to.
Ugh, Lord.
Kevin Owens. Braun Strowman selling off Kevin Owens' moves is.
Well, it's about as bad as Nia Jax having to sell Alexa's moves, for Christ's sake. And I know, I know that Chris just threw up in his mouth.
Oh yeah.
It's a shark cage match, Chris. Another shark cage match.
Can we please stop talking about this godforsaken company? That's all I can say at this point.
I know you have a protest going on.
Yeah.
I know. Chris, we love you. You know, and we're not trying to punish you for anything here.
I know. The boycott is still going strong. The boycott is still going strong.
I told you last night that we were going to talk about this, so you were aware.
Okay. Final thoughts on Extreme Rules match. Honestly, worthless.
What Extreme Rules?
What Extreme Rules? Okay.
Yeah, what Extreme Rules? That's why it's the not so extreme rules preview. Yeah. There aren't any extreme rules. I mean, we don't even have the freaking kendo stick on a pole match this year, for Christ's sake.
Here's the record deal for this. The whole point of Extreme Rules was that every match was contested under some kind of hardcore stipulation. It was supposed to be one night of the year when WWE felt like ECW in a sense. For the first 3 years, management stuck to this rule. But they slowly begin to shift it away in 2012 when they started featuring singles bouts, and the next year they added 3 singles standard matches, and then the following year and following year. That brings us to Sunday show.
Let's put
Nothing
it
much
this way.
has
I'm
changed.
not even going to watch it live. I'm going to be taping a connoisseurs episode during the show. Does that tell
Really?
you how invested I am in this freaking show?
Really?
The only reason I'm going to watch it is so we can talk about how poor and how bad it was next week.
I mean, it's a shame management isn't going in with the whole Extreme Rules thing. The only thing I'm going to comment on that is that I think WWE has to seriously consider Extreme Rules as a pay-per-view if they're going to continue on like this.
Yeah, this concept needs to get thrown out the window at this point.
Yeah. Because if you don't want to follow the title of their own pay-per-view, I might as well you just throw it away. Might as well you just drop it.
Yeah.
You don't want to put
hell, replace it with the Great American Bash.
Sure, why not?
Anything, huh?
They are all about, being great Americans.
I mean,
well, shit. Anything else would be better than Extreme Rules.
Yeah, at a point
when
where
they don't have Extreme Rules involved.
Yeah, at a point where people are clamoring and saying that WWE overworked their employees a little bit too much with the oversaturation of pay-per-views that they have, I think dropping 1 or 2 of them is going to be a prudent call. And
yeah, but they're
with
not
this
going to do that.
Yeah,
there's no chance that they're going to do that, especially
fuck
now.
You give me money because F you, give me more money.
Especially with now finally, New Japan is in a position to actually be breathing down their neck a little bit. So,
but the New Japan's doing it with less is more.
Yes. Because they are smart.
I mean, what? They got 6 major things every year.
They have 6 major pay-per-views that I should I call it pay-per-view or should we just call it?
Call it special events.
Yeah, because I'm more inclined on calling it special events because
that's fine. That's fine. But the thing about it is, they could take those special events and make them pay-per-views and print money.
Yep.
They could, but in a sense they don't because they know what will happen if they actually made it into a regular pay-per-view. Which I think unknowingly they are doing it. It's just that they're not calling it as
the model of pay-per-view in and of itself is so outmoded at this point that it's not even worth calling it that. They need to make code with a different name.
I agree. I mean, this brings us to a perfect segue because we're going to talk about NJPW G1 Climax.
Yay!
First question.
Wait! Are we talking about San Francisco, or are we talking about last night's first night of competition?
Both.
Yay!
Let's go both. I mean, considering the fact that I am actually going in on this completely blind, so
we will call this the Crazy Chris Colgan session of the show.
This is the section where
because I know he loved the Bullet Club is fine angle.
Well, if you tuned in on Thursday, you heard
yes,
you heard my little bit of role reversal there with George.
Yes, I did, and I was like, oh hell no. Holy shit. Please entertain our guests with that total rant that you went on for 5 minutes.
I mean, I don't want to give the whole recap.
Oh, but please do.
Oh, you really want me to? You really want me to give the whole recap again?
Get all the character like you were.
The floor is all yours. The floor is all yours for about 5 minutes.
Okay. All right. Well, you asked for it. I'll just.
You can get in total character. I was sitting there going, "Wow, this is better than Paul Heyman promo shit."
Okay. All right. Well.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well,
go ahead. Well, floor is all yours, I guess.
Taker, MDS, and Ambrose. Bullet Club is fine. Bullet Club is absolutely fine. And you know why Bullet Club is fine?
Yeah, why?
Because the chaff has been cut from the wheat, the waste has been eliminated from the product, and all that remains is quality. Because the firing squad has been unleashed. Let me set the stage for you. Let me paint the picture.
Okay.
So, Kenny Omega wins his match against Cody last Saturday night at the G1 special in San Francisco. They fight a hard-fought, tooth-and-nail battle straight to the finish. And Kenny emerges victorious, the better man on that night. And Cody limps away from the ring, his arm around Brandy, her supporting him on his way back to the back up the ramp. And Cody celebrates in the ring with the Young Bucks. And he delivers a speech to the adoring fans in San Francisco, telling them just how glad he was to have his first title defense be in front of them and how important it is for everyone to have a hero and to have a dream, and for his dream to be delivering the best quality product that he can for all of those adoring fans, and how glad he was to see that it was nearly a sellout crowd that night. He bids them good night and goodbye, bang, and walks back up the ramp with the Young Bucks at his side. They are met at the top of the ramp by none other than the Guerrillas of Destiny and King Haku, themselves victorious earlier in the night in a 10-man tag team match. And 2 sweets are traded all around, and signs of brotherhood and camaraderie are shared. And the Guerrillas motion for Kenny to go and signal to the crowd one more time and to, give them their last look at their hero. The crowd going wild for him and his victory. And Kenny stands and poses for the crowd. The Bucks pose for the crowd. Kenny with his arms outstretched in his signature gun position, and the Bucks with their biceps flexed. And from out of nowhere, from out of the shadows, Tama Tonga, like the snake in the grass that he has always been, rushes Kenny and forearms him in the back of the head and sends him crashing to the ramp. The Bucks are stunned into silence and are caught by surprise as King Haku and Tanga Loa ambush them as well and send them crashing to the floor as well. Tama Tonga grabs Kenny Omega and carries his motionless body down the ramp and throws him headfirst into the ring post. And then removes his Bullet Club shirt to reveal underneath Bullet Club Firing Squad. He throws Kenny into the ring and gets in himself. Tangaloa and King Haku get in as well, and the 3 of them pummel Kenny. Unable to protect himself, his lifeless body just absorbing all the blows. The Bucks have tried to get into the ring, and they get cut off as well and are pummeled themselves, unable to get anywhere close to their friend. Hangman Page rushes to the ring to defend his friends and starts throwing forearms and punches right into Tama Tonga's face, only to be met with a vicious lariat from Tangaloa that knocks him out of his boots. He then is picked up and hit with the running power slam and screams in agony at his cracked ribs, absorbing the full force of the blow. Marty Scurll comes flying down to the ring as well and hits Tangaloa straight in the ribs with his umbrella, only to walk straight into a vicious gun stun from Tama Tonga. The bodies start to pile up in the ring as the Tongans begin to mete out their justice to these pretenders to the Bullet Club name. Until the Tongans' tag team partners from earlier in the night, Chase Owens and Yujiro Takahashi, make their way to the ring, urging for cooler heads to prevail, imploring the Tongans to realize what they are doing and to stop with this madness. And the Tongans pause. Chase Owens and Yujiro Takahashi lean over the body of Kenny Omega to see what damage has been done and if he is all right. And they are caught completely by surprise as Tangaloa grabs Yujiro Takahashi, lifts him up into the air, and hits him with a delayed back body suplex and sends him crashing to the floor as well. Chase Owens, in his shock, is caught by Tama Tonga into a devastating Tongan twist and is again left motionless. The Tongans have stated their intentions at this point. Everyone that has been a pretender to the Bullet Club name, everyone is being sent away. This is the moment where Bullet Club must be made whole again, and where the stink of the elite must be eliminated wholly and completely. And they continue to just maul everyone in the ring. Strikes to everyone. What is that move that King Haku does? He does the hand motion and then jabs at the throat.
Hang on.
Taker, you would know this, I believe. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. Hang on.
But he hits that move multiple times on many people throughout the ring. As Tama Tonga and Tangaloa also continue to just deliver body blows to everybody. Tama Tonga goes outside and grabs a chair. And Tangaloa and King Haku lift Kenny's body up so that he can...
Is it the Samoan Spike, I think? I believe it's the Samoan Spike.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. Okay.
But Tama grabs the chair. Tangaloa and King Haku lift Kenny's body up. But Tama Tonga does not strike. He waits, and Tangaloa motions to the back instead. And who should come sauntering through the curtain but none other than Cody himself. And he limps his way down to the ring, his war wounds from his match against Kenny perfectly evident. And he gets into the ring, and Tama Tonga offers him the chair and motions to it and says, "This is your chance now." And Tangaloa screams to do it, to finish it. And Cody takes the chair. And he considers the chair for a moment, a smile etching itself across his face. Kenny looks up at him. Cody looks down at him. And Cody takes the chair and stabs it through the stomach of Tama Tonga. And then kicks Tangaloa in the face, lifts the chair up over his head, only for King Haku to grab it out of his hand and for Cody to then walk straight into another finishing gun stun. One more corpse added to the pile. Tama Tonga lays the chair out in the middle of the ring. Kenny Omega is picked up and his head is thrown into King Haku's legs. King Haku motions up. Tama Tonga and Tangaloa lift Kenny Omega's legs up, and Kenny is spiked onto the chair in a vicious pile driver. And the two sweets down low signify exactly what has just happened. Bullet Club is fine, because Bullet Club is now the firing squad. The Tongan dynasty. The OGs. What it should have always been. No more will there be these rock star shenanigans. No more will this be about egos and a power struggle at the top to see who can be the bigger name. No more will this be a moment of hubris for Kenny and Cody. Now, this is the moment where Bullet Club becomes what it was always meant to be, where it returns to its form, the form that was set down years ago when all that there was Prince Devitt, Carl Anderson, Bad Luck Fale, and Tama Tonga. When that was all that there could be of Bullet Club, and all it was about beating bodies and taking names. Now Bullet Club can become what it was meant to be all along. Because the chaff has been cut from the wheat and the quality has risen to the top. Bullet Club is fine, my friends, because Bullet Club is now whole. And the elite and all of their friends have been laid to waste. Amen. All hail.
Thank you, Chris, for that.
He's excited. He's excited about this.
Yeah. I've
understand.
I've been calling for this for a year.
I
A
know.
solid year. I've been
I
calling
understand.
for this.
I understand your excitement on it because it's how to say. It has been totally documented by both me that both you and me that we feel that they need to change. They need to go back to the roots, and this is exactly what we got. Bullet Club slowly returning back to its roots. The OG Bullet Club, the starting of it all. I mean, if you do surf online and catch up some of the news about Bullet Club, even Tamatanga was saying that the call on whether they wanted to take out the rest of the Bullet Club was actually made by the another OG member itself, the underboss himself.
Yep.
Bad Luck Fale. So
Yep.
they are slowly returning. There's a good article about it where Tamatanga was talking about how they wanted to return back to the roots after after 2 years, I believe. Over 2 years, Bullet Club is now fine. After Saturday, Bullet Club is on the way of being the best that they've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with King Haku, and ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that don't know who King Haku is, go look him up on YouTube. Haku is one of the most dangerous sons of bitches in the business.
Mm-hmm.
And to some of you who don't know, Haku is the father of Tamatonga and Tangaloa.
And Hikuliu as well.
Yeah, and he could
And the uncle of The Rock.
By blood, actually.
By
not
blood.
Just,
By blood.
Not just by
No.
family connection,
family connection.
like The
It's
Rock's
blood.
connection is with Roman Reigns and the Usos. This is actually by blood.
Blood is thicker than water. Tonga actually spoke about that.
Could you imagine if Rock was involved with the Bullet Club right now with that group?
Ooh,
No.
I don't know.
It's
tricky. It's tricky. I think.
Nah, I don't need it. I don't need it.
It would be scary. It would be scary as hell.
But The Rock, as he is now, is entirely ego-driven, just like Kenny and Cody and the Bucks and all of that. That has been his character for the longest time.
All right, let's put it this way. Let's put it this way, Chris. The Rock Nation of Domination character.
Oh, that, yeah. If you give me that again, I'll be all about that.
Okay. Now he flips.
I knew I would get your approval by saying that. I knew that because
but
you are old school enough to remember just how much of a son of a bitch The Rock was during that time.
Yeah. Those were interesting times. Now, not so much.
Because if, say, I'll say this though, if Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, was in Nation of Domination mode, he's all team member, not all himself. Not about me. It's about the team.
But that hasn't been the case for him for many years.
Many years, yeah. It's going to be me, not the team. So, I think I do believe that that's the focus of. I do believe that that's the focus of Bullet Club doing that, because after more than 3 years of us watching individuals in Bullet Club stepping over the original members and making a name for themselves without even acknowledging the rest of the crew members and whatnot. This has been the perfect time for them to actually act and say, no, this isn't Bullet Club anymore.
Yeah.
And them putting the rest of the dead wood, the rest of the chaff, separating themselves against the whole thing, and trying to focus their attention back on the original track of what Bullet Club is all about. It's perfect.
Yeah.
This is why, Chris. This is why I wanted you here today.
Well, I'm
Tell
glad
that
I got here on time.
to tell that story, because I was like, I'm not gonna lie. When I listened to it on Thursday, I was riveted. I was riveted, going, "Oh shit!"
I mean,
Oh
I'm not.
my God, that I couldn't stop saying, "Oh shit!" Actually, I listened to the second half of your show yesterday, and all I was sitting there was going, "Oh shit! Oh my God! Oh shit! Oh my God!" And LL is like, "What are you talking about?"
He's
And
excited.
I'm like, "You need to come and listen to this." And I backed it up for her to listen to it, and she was saying the same thing.
Trust me when I say
This is what they're doing right now is old school as it gets.
Yep, and this is what they needed to do. This is what, and this
exactly when
this is part of the reason why I am as hardcore for New Japan and as equally as anti WWE in recent months and years as I have been, because this is the epitome of amazing long form storytelling.
Exactly.
And this is the epitome of perfect execution. To said long-term storytelling. You won't get this in WWE, not by any chance. There's far too much petty bickering BS in WWE, and they don't know how to make this kind of story into something that's worth waiting for. Yeah. Like I said, I've been calling for this for a year. I've been waiting for this for a year. Ever since, last year's G1 special. Ever since last year when, the first inklings of this started to spread during the G1, with the fight between the match between Kenny Omega and Tama Tonga during last year's G1.
Yep.
And we've waited a year for this. And now here we are. The payoff has been completely worth it. They threw me for a complete freaking loop, too.
Ow.
They completely caught me by surprise when I found out that this was the way that they went with it. Because I was honestly expecting it to be, Kenny versus Cody, and for that to be the actual the duel. For that to be, the story that they told. Like we if you go back and listen to last week's show, not the one from 2 nights ago, but from last week, when George and I were giving our predictions about the G1 special, and we talked about what would happen if they put the title on Cody, what kind of story angles they could give if they put the title on Cody, or even if they didn't put the title on Cody, about where they could go in terms of furthering this Civil War angle.
And the thing about it was this is an angle you did not see coming.
Not at all. Not in this way. Not by any stretch. I was not expecting them to go this route. I loved that they were thinking about going this route, and because I've been calling for Tama Tonga to be the leader of the Bullet Club for a long time, because should be one of the OGs if you ask me.
Yeah, should be. I mean, who else? Who else would be? It's either going to be a toss-up between him or Fale.
And Fale has said from the get-go that he will always be the underboss. He is always going to be the guy supporting the guy. He's not going to be the leader ever. He's not going to be the one leading, but he's always going to be the one supporting the lead. Yes. And it works. Works.
Now, the question I have is this, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible, however unlikely, for WWE to do something like this with the current roster that they have?
Hell no. But I will say this. I will say this as well. We talked about the much rumored belief that in the next year there's going to be a bidding war between WWE and New Japan for the contract rights to Kenny Omega and the Bucks.
Mhm.
We talked about this.
Yeah. And the
I've
thing
read
about
And WWE can definitely offer
more.
more than what New Japan can offer. New Japan can offer quite a lot. New Japan can match WWE for quite a bit, but they definitely have their limit that they won't be able to exceed. So what it comes down to is New Japan has one thing that they can offer that WWE will never offer. New Japan has the not just freedom. New Japan has given the Bucks and Kenny carte blanche with this storyline for a year and a half. And when negotiation time comes, Kadani and Geto can say to them, listen, we know we might not be able to match what WWE can give you guys financially, but we are willing to continue in the manner that we have for this whole time and continue to give you guys the freedom to run this storyline and be the masters of your own destiny and play the characters that you want to play and act in the way that you want to act and portray things as you want to be and have that be the moment where the Bucks have to say, okay, do we want to continue to be the masters of our own destiny and the masters of our own reputations, or do we want to accept more money and put our kids through college and have them be set for life in order to just be cogs in the machine and probably end up losing a lot of the goodwill that we've engendered to their legions of fans.
That is the biggest problem with the possibility of the Bucks and Kenny Omega coming to WWE is that WWE wants so much goddamn control that they don't allow their talent. Look at prime example here. Bailey, Sasha. They're not allowing them to build on something that they know will work. No, what do? Throw them into goddamn counseling, which has been absolute shit.
And they're not even on this. Not even on this pay-per-view. I forget who it was. Somebody gave me a statistic. This is the first pay-per-view since the Four Horsemen were called up.
Right.
None of them are on the card.
That is exactly true. I've done research and it's true. But here's here's something interesting. And I believe MDS brought this up to me. Is that it was Biff. NXT is a wrestling company. WWE is a sports entertainment company. And as long as WWE is a sports entertainment company, the true wrestlers will be made insignificant.
Yep.
But let us get on to G1 from last night. I'm sure you watched.
I did not. I have read the results, but I did not actually watch it.
Well,
but I'm gonna get caught up.
I am giving you the floor, Chris, because that's the kind of guy I am. Yeah. You know what, MDS? You know what? You've been gone for the last 3 weeks. So I'm going to give Chris the floor to talk about G1, and then we can ask questions later. So, Chris,
Well, to be honest, I did actually catch the highlights, but not the full matches overall. I do want to watch the full matches overall, but I haven't got time.
Yep. All right.
I can pitch in if you want to.
Oh, certainly. If you want to throw in some thoughts, absolutely, by all means.
Okay.
because I need eventually to get the NJPW subscription. Damn it!
Yeah, you need to get the world. You need to get the world.
Yep.
There's no question about this.
Well, with LL and her shoulder and her not working, things are a bit tight right now.
No, I understand. Absolutely. Don't never overextend yourself. Absolutely. But
nope.
Yes, she may be working this morning, but it's not at a job where she's paid better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't know if you are aware, Chris. She had rotator cuff surgery plus 2 bone spurs removed off her clavicle. And once she starts therapy, they want to reevaluate her left shoulder because she's having trouble with it.
Mm-hmm.
So she may be like Sami Zayn.
Wow. That's a scary thought.
That's both a scary thought.
Yeah.
So,
okay. But anyway.
Thoughts and prayers to her, please.
Absolutely. Yeah. So
anyway.
So traditionally, as always, the undercard matches before the actual tournament matches are used in some way to set up the next night's matches.
Yes.
So in terms of the undercard matches that were of interest, we had a showdown between Chaos members as Sho and Tomohiro Ishii took on Toru Yano and Yo, and Ishii and Sho emerged victorious there. Which is to set up tomorrow night's match, or tonight's match, I should say. It'll be, by like 2 a.m. tonight, between Ishii and Yano, who are themselves tag team partners. So that should be very interesting to see, especially given the disparity of styles that they have.
Yes.
The Guerrillas of Destiny defeated David Finlay and Juice Robinson by pinfall with a gun stun from Tamatanga on David Finlay, setting up tonight's match between Tamatanga and Juice Robinson.
Yes.
And you can bet if Tamatanga wins that match, there's going to be a U.S. title shot somewhere down the line.
Yep.
Which will be very interesting.
The newly crowned Juice Robinson against the
newly crowned Juice Robinson, indeed. Suzuki-gun, the team of Taka Michinoku and Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Kota Ibushi and Yujiro Takahashi to set up tonight's match, which is a rematch from last year's G1 between Kota Ibushi and Zack Sabre Jr.
Yes.
Which is going to be freaking excellent. And then the last undercard match, Los Ingobernables de Japón, Sonata and Tetsuya Naito, defeated Bullet Club, Chase Owens, and Kenny Omega, with Skull End from Sonata on Owens, setting up tonight's match, the headlining match of tonight's show, and a rematch of last year's G1 finals, Kenny Omega versus Tetsuya Naito. Probably one of the best possible ways that they could have opened up the G1, and a match that I am definitely going to watch because it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Now on to the actual tournament matches and the points results that happened from last night.
Yep.
The first match, Togi Makabe defeated Yoshihashi via the King Kong knee drop. Nothing match, not really worth because neither of these guys are going to be anywhere near close to being able to compete for the finals in this G1, but it was an okay match. It was what it was. Quick 11-minute match. The second match is where things got really interesting. Really interesting. Because
okay. Go ahead. I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah. This is laying down a statement of intent. Hangman Page defeated Bad Luck Fale.
Oh, even if it's by
disqualification. By disqualification, when the Guerrillas of Destiny rushed the ring and started mauling Page. And the firing squad after the match went to hang Page with his own noose, only for the Golden Lovers to make the save for Page.
Mm-hmm.
The battle lines have already been drawn here, and it is clear Oh, I said I went bold on Thursday and said that I was changing my prediction, and I was predicting Tama Tonga to at the very least win B block, if not win the entire G1. This gives me pause though, because right now this tells me that any match where the firing squad is taking on part of the Elite and Friends, because I will not call them the Bullet Club. I will call them the Elite and Friends.
Okay.
Wow.
But at any point when the Bullet Club and the firing squad are taking on a member of the Elite and Friends, a statement will be made. An example will be made.
Yeah.
And these
especially
guys...
given the... go ahead. Sorry.
Fale and Tonga, it seems, do not care what happens in this G1. I mean, well, Fale doesn't care. Tama Tonga might be going all out for the win. And if he does, I will be here for it. But if given the opportunity, they're going to just take their pound of flesh. And I'm here for it.
Yeah. I mean, considering the effects of G1 Special that had happened, yeah. It's going to...
Go ahead, Greg. Go ahead, MDS.
Yeah, like I said, especially after the effects of G1 Special, every single thing that happens between the Elite Club and Friends versus the firing squad, it's always going to be a statement of whether the firing squad is really separating themselves and really going to make a huge statement that they are going to correct themselves. That they are going to make Bullet Club special again. They're going to make the Bullet Club the main event, the main special attraction of NJPW. And the question of whether the Elite and Friends can actually come back from all of this and all that. So, and here I was going to ask, are we still going to call the rest of the Bullet Club members as Bullet Club?
Nope.
I didn't think so. And
nope.
The question I had is suddenly gone. So continue.
Wow.
What was the question, though? I am curious.
Do you think? I'm trying to think. Do you think the Bullet Club now, in their current thing of interfering in matches, could possibly be compared to NWO of the mid to late 90s in WCW, of interfering and causing chaos in a ring.
Yeah,
but that's also a very fine line.
Yes, they're going to do it in a very different manner, and I would say that the statements that they're going to make are going to be much more emphatic. But
I think what Bullet Club is doing is more vicious and more huge in terms of giving a statement.
So what you're saying is that yes, it's going to be NWO-esque, but it's not going to be running in on the random match for shits and giggles.
No,
I think so. So. Yeah.
Not for right now. No, I don't think.
Yeah,
so.
not for right now because
right now.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
what's that? AA?
Nothing. I just almost stepped on the dog.
Oh, oh no!
How is the dog and the fur babies?
Fur babies.
The dog and the fur babies are doing okay.
Okay.
Good.
Fur babies.
Yeah, puppies.
Oh, okay.
But here's the thing for me right now, with the way that I look at this right now, with the firing squad statement of intent is very much directed towards the Elite and Friends.
Okay.
This moment for them is very personal.
All right, I got it.
Very personal.
I have another question.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the man in charge?
There is no leader.
There's no leader.
Oh,
I
believe
no. They said it.
No.
No,
Tangaloa-
wrong. No, Chris. Chris,
I will give you the footage. I will put the footage out there right now. Did you watch the segment at the end of the G1 segment? Tangaloa said,
didn't.
okay,
No,
well,
I didn't.
I'm going to tell you right now. Tangaloa said right into the camera, there is no leader. This is a family. Tangaloa said it right into the camera. There is no leader. This is a family.
Okay. But there's always a patriarch of a family.
King Haku is not involved enough for him to be a leader here.
Yeah.
Who's to know? Who's to say?
He is
the only reason why
that's why I brought this whole thing up. I'm not trying to minimize or criticize your analysis here, Chris. I'm just bringing up something that could possibly be. That's all I'm doing. You know me. I'm going to do that to you.
It's possible, but it is the most minuscule of possibilities. Simply because King Haku doesn't want to fly to freaking Japan.
Number one, and number two, I'm gonna side with Chris on this one.
He flew from Hawaii to goddamn San Francisco. Not much difference in travel, really.
But here's the thing, though. The only reason why King Haku was called on because Tama Tonga asked him to come.
Who's to say Tama Tonga is not going to ask him to come to Japan?
I think that when they get back to Japan, they've got Hikuleo, they've got Bad Luck Fale, and there's still the question mark of Taiji Ishimori as well. We don't know where he stands, but I would have to imagine, given that Tama Tonga was the one that gave him his introduction, that he's going to be part of the firing squad.
Okay.
If he is.
Like I said, Chris, I'm not criticizing nor minimizing.
I know.
If it's even possible, anyways, but I don't think it's likely that it's going to happen. And to answer the question of who's the ringleader of the sorts, there's none.
Mm-hmm.
Even if the official statement coming out of Tama Tonga says that there's no leader, we are a family and whatnot, and also the reason of Bad Luck Fale called the shot and made the call to cut the wheat from the shaft. If you follow the whole history of the Bullet Club, you always know that there's no family. The group itself is the focus. There's no one person who's above the rest. There's no one person who is the sole focus of the group, and the rest of them are treated as just lackeys.
Mm-hmm.
Every single piece of the Bullet Club is important.
Yes.
Okay.
And as much as, even if, like, say, Bad Luck, for example, even if Bad Luck Fale says that he's the underboss, he's not willing to be the leader. He's willing to be the one who leads, supports the leader itself. He's still an important piece of the puzzle.
That's perfectly fine. But you know me, I'm gonna play the opposite side just for
the
reasons.
sake of the debate.
Yes, sake of the debate.
And the thing about it is that I'm not gonna sit there. I'm not gonna sit there and not ask the questions that fans have.
Certainly,
I know.
Okay, and Chris, you may think I'm an asshole for doing it, but
no, I don't think you're an asshole. I'm just,
I love you. I love you nonetheless. Because why? We are members of the same family.
Yep, and and for me, it's more that it's just fun to be able to get that emphatic every once in a while.
It's just
perfectly fine because it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing about it that is most important, Chris, is this: you, myself, George, and MDS all have the utmost respect for one another.
Yes, indeed. That's what this is about. That's what this venture is about.
Yep. Anywho.
So, back to the results.
Yeah.
Yes.
For A-block matches.
That's for last night's matches.
Yeah.
The third match, literal human garbage defeated evil.
Should we say the name?
No. I
he
will
must not be named. He must not be named.
I could not be more upset about it, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Hey, at least the Never Openweight Championship exists again. You know, that's a nice
God.
thing. You know,
Should that even be something that we have to say out loud? Never Openweight Champ.
It was unfortunate that it disappeared for 8 days. You know, I had, that belt had promise. You know, I'm glad that it came back again. I'm glad that Haruki Goto managed to resurrect it.
Okay.
In the fourth match,
Mm-hmm.
this is very interesting and excites me quite a bit. Hiroshi Tanahashi defeated Minoru Suzuki with the high fly flow in 14-minute match.
14-minute match, yep.
Lending credence to my belief that Hiroshi Tanahashi is going to at least be a contender, if not the winner of A Block.
Yeah. It's a beautiful high point rather than the he who must not be named who got 2 points. So
yeah. And then in your last night's main events.
Ooh, this is gonna be a statement of intent, I think.
Jay White, the Switchblade, defeated Kazuchika Okada by pinfall with Blade Runner after a ref bump and a low blow.
Yeah.
And then proceeded to cut a show-closing promo where he pronounced himself as the leader of Chaos.
The leader of who?
Of Chaos.
Oh, shit.
I am here for it.
So basically, you're saying on that point, Chris, you are all in?
Oh, I am all in.
He's all in on Jay White.
Oh, I'm all in on all of this right now. This has been an amazing year of of faction warfare for
NJPW. That is, yeah, for NJPW.
And this just adding layers upon layers upon layers and just making it seem like the only faction that is truly all right is LIJ, because you know that sooner or later Suzuki Gun is going to be contested as being Saber Gun instead. That's coming. You know it's coming.
Oh yeah.
Oh, why? Why?
Because here's the thing.
Because Zack Sabre Jr. is an amazing wrestler and would be an amazing killer of the king. That's
number one. And number two, Zack Sabre Jr. has been racking up the wins for almost single-handedly for Suzuki Gun at certain points of time in their special matches as well.
He has more often than not been the reason why he and Minoru Suzuki have won their respective tag team matches.
There you go.
Why they are still the RPW British tag team champions.
Yes, because let's segue just a small bit for talk about Suzuki Gun. I mean, aside from Minoru Suzuki and Zack Sabre Jr. for that matter, who else are you going to root for? There's not much in terms of
Desperado. He's the only other one I will root for.
Ah, yeah, okay, Desperado, yeah.
Yeah, the rest of them just like the rest of them range from forgettable in names like Taka Michinoku to being just outright horrific in names like Taichi.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to knock it because this is me going on simplistic. Based on draw and star power and skill alone, you have Zack Sabre Jr. and Minoru Suzuki, and close by El Desperado. That's it. You want to put your money on Killer Elite Squad?
Fuck that. My hatred for
$40 fine.
I accept. But my hatred for KES is well documented. I know. I mean, it's mostly because of Lance Archer. You know, Davey Boy Smith. He's just eh. Lance Archer is an outright awful human being. So.
I mean, that's my point. Who else are you going to put your money on if you want to kind of start a faction war within Suzuki Gun? it's either going to be Suzuki himself against Zack Sabre Jr. And that's just about it. El Desperado, I don't know where his loyalties lie, but I'm pretty sure.
He's all about Zack Sabre. He's all about Zack Sabre.
I'm almost certain that he's going to go all Zack Sabre Jr. I'm going to go support him. Yeah, that's about it. But aside from that, yes, this has been a fun faction war to watch.
Yeah, with Chaos and Bullet Club and
yeah, and it brings a tear of joy to my heart that LIJ is still just, we're fine, we're totally chill on this.
LIJ will always be perfect.
Yeah, it's chill. We're just
well, seeing as we're talking about LIJ, we have to mention Hiromu Takahashi.
Yes,
Suffering a severe neck injury at the G1 special in San Francisco. However, he seems to be recovering quite nicely. I just hope he takes the time to recover fully before he steps back in the ring. Even though he may be stripped of Mr. Belt. Well, it is worth it, in my opinion.
He did post an update last night on Twitter. If you did not see, he posted an image with of
Daryl Jr.
A whiteboard that said in Japanese and in English and Spanish, "Hello, I am fine."
I'm fine, thank you. Estoy bien, gracias. Yeah.
with Daryl holding it for him. So
Daryl Jr., not Daryl.
Daryl Jr.
Daryl Jr. came to his side.
Yes.
I have to give Daryl Jr. credit. He had to come a long way to do that.
Fine. Akisama de genki desu.
For Hiromu Takahashi to get not one but two stuffed cats over. Fantastic.
He's a genius.
He is a genius. Although I think literally speaking, he would say "Watashi wa daijoubu desu, arigato."
Which means what?
Same thing. I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, okay.
You were expecting some big statement there.
No, I was. Even though my partner is in Japan and from Kyoto, I don't understand a lot of the language.
That's fine.
And I will be the first to admit it. You may understand more, Chris, than I do.
Slightly more. Slightly.
And yet I'm the one watching sumo during the time of sumo tournaments.
Yes. Which is in and of itself very impressive, though.
Yep. Although in his case, he's more interested in the commentary because, my goodness.
Oy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard earlier, Chris, but this current tournament is a mess.
Lovely.
Yeah, we have no Yokozuna competing whatsoever.
Oh.
For the first time since 1999.
No. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the newly promoted Ozeki, the man from Georgia, Toshinoshin, had to withdraw yesterday.
This is like basically NJPW without his main eventers. You have no Kazuchika Okada, you have no Minoru Suzuki, you have no Naito, you have no Hiromu Takahashi, you have no Hiroshi Tanahashi. And then your upper mid-carder, one of your best upper mid-carders in Zack Sabre Jr. suddenly disappeared. What are you going to do?
Yeah, this is bad times.
Yeah.
Yep.
The hot times.
This current basho has been the injury basho.
The injury basho.
That's what we're calling it because Kasena Sato withdrew before the basho started, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
Hakuho withdrew day 3.
Yeah.
Kakuyu withdrew day 5. Day 6, or I should say day 7, newly promoted Ozeki Tochinoshin withdrew.
Mm-hmm.
You think about it, Chris. That's like having In WWE terms, having Brock. Well, I can't say Brock. Having
No, you can't.
'Cause, I mean,
Roman,
who
having
misses him? Roman, Braun, Rollins, Balor, and
Upper mid Carter. Let's say
Corbin.
Dolph.
Dolph.
Corbin.
Corbin. No.
Nobody would miss.
No.
Nobody would miss Dolph.
No. Corbin. No.
I mean, I'll give Corbin a small amount of credit in saying that people at least are a little bit more invested in him as the constable. A small amount of credit.
He still sucks.
Oh yeah. He absolutely still sucks. He's awful. He's god awful. But people at least are somewhat more invested in him as the constable than anything else.
Okay.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that who does he have in his corner right now?
Nobody. But you know,
No, wrong.
I was going to say this just goes to show that shaving off a bad comb over can do wonders for your likability. But you know,
No,
please enlighten me.
He is
partnered with Drew Mack.
No, that's Dolph. That's Dolph's partner with Drew Mack. I'm talking about Corbin. Yeah,
Corbin right now is Stephanie's bitch.
True. Yeah.
And that is a sad state.
No, I mean, you know, let's be honest. Who besides Roman Reigns has not been made into Stephanie's bitch at one point or another recently?
Well, let's put it this way. They tried to make Roman Hunter's bitch, but it didn't work.
Not working.
Especially when he speared him through the floor in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Still one of my favorite moments ever.
Mine too. It's like, oh, he's going to break out. Wrong answer.
There's always a wrong answer.
When it happened, they buried his ass.
It was tasty.
It was glorious in a sense too. So,
and that was at the same damn venue where he was booed out of the fucking building for winning Royal Rumble, and yet, what? 3 months later, it
was almost a year later.
No, it was 10. I think it was 10 months. Excuse me, you're right. 10 months.
Yeah.
Later, he speared Hunter through the floor, according to Michael Cole.
Mm-hmm.
And the crowd went absolutely banana, as Pat Patterson would say. The crowd went banana over him doing that.
He's a wild man. He's an absolute wild man.
The crowd is going banana.
The crowd is going banana.
Banana fofana.
Anyway. Good question on you. Good question for you, Chris. Did you enjoy most of the matches on Block A?
Again, I haven't seen them yet, but I've seen some of the highlights. But from what I have seen, apart from literal human garbage winning over my man Evil, who I love. Apart from that, I am satisfied with these results. You know, I'm indifferent about the Makabe Yoshihashi match because, like I said, neither of them is going to factor into the final standings.
No.
The Paige Fale match introduces a very interesting wrinkle that I'm very interested to watch and see what the circumstances of that were. Like I want to like, was it a case where they were both down and the Gorillas just took that moment, or did it look like Paige was about to win and the Gorillas rushed it to finish it there? That kind of thing. Those are the kind of things that I'm interested to see. Obviously, Tanahashi beating Suzuki. Like I said, I'm very happy about that, and I really can't wait to watch Okada White. Okada White's going to be so good to watch.
Chris, what is the loaded block you were talking about?
B block. B block is loaded beyond belief. Let me give you the rundown of names in the B block. Taker.
Which
'Cause
which starts tonight, right?
which starts tonight.
Yeah, we start tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead,
'cause
Chris.
the
I could
people
tell him. I could tell him
Yeah.
too. So
I am so excited for 9 out of 10 of these guys.
okay, 9 out of 10, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
and the 10th one is the 10th one is
I
who
can
he
get-
is. You can guess.
yeah,
Yeah.
he is who he is.
Let me run down this list of names for you, Taker. I know you're not as familiar with the New Japan product as
Not yet, but I
but-
plan to be
Yeah.
within the next 6 months.
All right.
That's how. Yeah,
Let
that's
me
good.
give
That's a good time.
Let me give you a list of names here. Hiroki Goto, Kota Ibushi,
Henry. Mhm.
Tomohiro Ishii, Tetsuya Naito, Kenny Omega, Juice Robinson, Zack Sabre Jr., Sanada, Tamatanga, and Toru Yano.
Holy shit! Sounds like a loaded roster.
9
There
out
you
of
go.
10 dudes I am incredibly excited to watch, and the 10th one is Toru Yano. So whatever.
Exactly. Let me give you the rundown on Toriano. He's just there.
He is there to cheat and win by low blows.
Cheat, win by low blows, steal,
Steal
stuff.
the victories, be a thorn in the side of his opponents, particularly Minoru Suzuki. The great battle for supremacy between Toru Yano and Minoru Suzuki remains one of my favorite things in the world to watch. Because the fact that Suzuki just can't seem to get Yano ever is hilarious to me.
Yeah.
So
It's
funny.
okay. Yeah. Hiroki Goto, excellent guy. He's. I think he's deserving of a huge step when he fights against Block B. Kota Ibushi, one half of the Golden Lovers,
One of the
alongside
best wrestlers on the planet.
Yep, one of the best wrestlers on the planet. Who hasn't gotten his kicks yet, but I think he'll do well. He'll do great in this one. Tomohiro Ishii, of course, nothing. I think you and I, Chris, know the body of work that Ishii can bring.
The Stone Pitbull. He is a monster, and I love that man. A great man. As my partner George likes to say, a great man. One of the greatest men who ever lived.
Leader of LIJ himself, nothing much to say there. Tetsuya Naito always brings it in the big stages like this one. So there's that. Kenny Omega, newly crowned IWGP Heavyweight Champion, and also the other half of the Golden Lovers, and also having
one of the
issues.
best wrestlers on the planet.
Yeah, and also just fresh off of the issues that he's facing off against the Firing Squad. Yep. That's a whole load of interesting. And then newly crowned U.S. title, U.S. champ, Juice Robinson. He won it off against Jay White in the G1 Special, Taker, if you want to know that. Zack Sabre Jr., of course. I've said a lot of things about this guy. Best damn technical wrestler that you can see.
Best technical wrestler in the world.
Yep. Hands down.
Even better than Bret Hart.
I think he might be.
He might be.
Because the submissions and the way that he placed it and the ingenuity that he can create to lock you in, it's out of this world, man. I can't.
Okay.
If you get a chance, Taker, go back and watch last year's G1 special at some point and watch the match that Zack Sabre had with Tomohiro Ishii. Watch some of those submissions, and then come back to me and tell me that he's not possibly better than Bret Hart.
Okay. Yeah. You're talking to someone who grew up on AWA, has been basically forced to watch WWE, wants to expand his horizons to watch other stuff, but can't afford it right now.
Certainly.
I think already made huge waves when he fought against Okada, and I'm interested in seeing his path in Block B as well. And of course, Tamatanga.
The
savior, I think.
The savior of the Bullet Club. The progenitor of the firing squad,
Mhm.
and the man
The
who
sickle,
has
the scythe that cuts the wheat off from the shaft. That was
exactly.
Old Bullet Club. And then we have Toriano.
Yeah.
That is one. I don't think I have seen a loaded block in like close to 3 or 4 years from now.
We talked about last year's B block being loaded, and last year's B block was quite loaded. Let me pull this up. Actually,
I got it. I got it for you.
okay,
We have Omega.
Mhm.
We have Okada. We have Evil, Minoru Suzuki, Tamatanga, Sanada, Juice Robinson, Toriano, Michael Edgin, and Satoshi Kojima.
Yeah, last year's B block, with the exception of Little Human Shit, was
Okay.
was quite loaded. This year's B block puts that to shame, in my opinion. This year's B block is
I have to
absolutely
agree.
incredible.
I have to agree.
Yeah.
And that just shows small segue. That just shows how well done and how properly the NJPW creative has been developing the talent that they have.
Mhm.
I have a question for both of you, or
Sure.
for all three of you, for that matter. That's
Okay.
including you, AA, if you're still here.
I'm still here.
She's
Okay,
listening.
Biff Kensington, my co-host on Sundays, posted something to Case High Seats.
Yeah.
He brought up a possible trade of Roman Reigns. I believe it was Roman Reigns for oh shit. Here it is. Kazuchika Okada.
Mm.
What do you guys think?
I would rather them just wrestle each other.
Yeah,
I would
me too.
rather watch the two of them wrestle each other. But
Plus the last time Okada made his way into US soil on US TV, that was on Impact, and the history speaks for itself.
yeah, it's not a pretty picture.
No, but I'm saying that is two of the biggest guys in either promotion, correct?
Yes, those are the two top guys at this point.
Top guys.
Imagine a swap between Roman Reigns and having Roman Reigns go over to NJPW for a year.
Okay.
And being turned loose and taken off of his goddamn leash.
That would be great, but at the same time, are we really willing to do that for the sake of having Okada dumbed down and wasted for a year?
Who's to say Vince would do that?
I'm to say, because can we look at Vince's record of handling of foreign talents? Do I need to bring up Asuka or Shinsuke Nakamura right now? The history speaks for itself. The track record speaks for itself. Okada would be decimated if he were to spend even 6 months in WWE. We're talking about the best wrestler in the world right now, possibly one of the best wrestlers of all time. If he was to spend a moment in the care of Vince McMahon, it would be a taint on his legacy forever. Forever. Hell to the fucking no. I will pay the fine. I will hit the swear jar for that. But hell no, I won't go. Not for that.
So basically what you're saying, if it's not Boeing, you're not going.
No. Not a chance. Not in a minute. Not in a minute.
You understand that statement, correct?
Very barely.
There are
I know Boeing is the company that produces a lot of commercial airlines.
as is Airbus, and there are serious battle lines drawn between Boeing and Airbus, and people will say, if it's not Boeing, I'm not going.
Yeah.
Okay, it was just something I wanted to throw out there.
I love it. I love it. I love it a lot.
And that's my co-host. That's my co-host from Connoisseurs putting that out on Cage Seats. Believe it or not.
Nicely done, Biff. But yeah, no, it's I just want them to release Roman. Just release him. Let him go to New Japan. Let him be let them add him to the main event scene and have him just be the absolute amazing talent that he is.
I mean,
that's all I want.
Chris, would you agree with me on this? WrestleMania and Greatest Royal Rumble, they put 244 Magnum slugs in his head.
Yep.
Ambrose Ellie, would you agree with that?
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, I think it's time for him to be. I as much as I like Roman Reigns, as does most everybody on this panel. It's time for him to be future endeavored.
Just, I don't care at this point. I know the man has 3 kids at home to feed. I know that he doesn't want to be, away from even further away from them than he already is. But this is stupid. This is stupid. He is. We're talking about as we've said on my show a number of times. The best and most talented roster that has been seen in decades.
Yes.
And more than half of them are being utterly and completely wasted by the by the company that employs them. It is a goddamn shame of the highest order.
Look at the tease with Bailey and Sasha.
Ugh.
I don't know.
Ugh.
Come on. I think that speaks for itself. I guess. I feel. Yeah.
Hell, the tease between Becky and Charlotte has been building for months. Yeah, ma'am, I love you, but Becky's gonna turn.
That's at this point, like if it at this point, basically, if it results in her actually being used in some way, I'm fine with it.
Well,
even if she is one of the best goddamn baby faces in the world.
Yeah, but she's gonna wind up turning heel.
Yeah. Well, Becky as a heel is not a bad thing. Becky has done great work as a heel in the past.
Yeah, I know she has, but there are those who believe that she should not turn heel, that she needs to be booked better. Granted, I see their point, but what else is there?
There's nothing else. There's nothing else to do at this point. It's
both Becky and Bailey have been buried as the sidekick.
Yeah, it's a goddamn shame. It's a waste, and I've run out of words. I have run out of words to say about how these people have been destroyed.
This is the first time Chris has run out of words.
It doesn't happen often. But this is basically the equivalent of when I had to leave my position writing for Metal Insider after 6 years of writing the same article every week for 6 years. I don't have anything else I can say anymore. It's just it's gone on too long. It's gone too far, and it just what more can we even say? Every single person has been done dirty by this company, and it's long past time that somebody made the decision to put professional reputation over cash. But we can't do that in the world we live in today, unfortunately. So here we are. The only solace I can come to is the idea that maybe Kenny and the Bucks will tell WWE to shove it, and we'll stick with New Japan, and that maybe at that point then some of the current talent on the roster will be inspired enough to say, you know what, maybe they're right. Maybe it is better to have a little bit more creative freedom, and maybe earn a little bit less. Maybe it is better to earn a little bit less at the cost of having a little bit more creative freedom and being a little bit more in control of one's own destiny, working a lot less and being less likely to be injured as a result of that, having more time with family and all of those things. Maybe it's worth taking the flights to Japan every once in a while and going and working in Japan and then being able to come home to family and not being not on the road 50 weeks out of the year.
Well, didn't you and George talk about this?
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, the number that WWE will need to offer to the Bucks will have to be a number big enough to put all 4 of their children through college and to have them be set for life, essentially.
You don't think they won't do that, though?
I don't know. Given
It's tricky.
Given the history that exists there of guys like Rob Van Dam and Booker T having besmirched the Bucks and saying that they're disrespectful and that they don't belong with the company. Given those things, who knows?
Yeah, true. But the thing about it is that is them trying to, at least in my opinion anyway, then trying to goad the Bucks and everybody else to come to say, okay, you son of a bitch, I'm going to prove you wrong.
I don't know. I don't know anymore at this point. It's like a large part of me believes that the other factor of it also, and I mentioned this on Thursday as well. The other factor of it is that the Bucks are really buddy with Big Uncle Dave, and we know how much Vince hates his leaks, and you can guarantee that even after they get signed, the Bucks will continue to be buddy with Uncle Dave, and
which I am still shocked and surprised that the Bucks are still buddy with Uncle Dave.
Yeah, but I believe that they just want to stay out of the whole drama with little human garbage, and they just don't want to be involved. So I believe that they're just choosing to be neutral on the subject.
Okay.
So, regardless, WWE has just as many pros and cons to weigh as the Bucks and Kenny do. They have just as many decisions to make as to how far they're willing to go and how much they want to secure the talent of these dudes who have sold out a 10,000-seat arena in Chicago without any promotion or big money backing behind them.
True.
And who very feasibly could be part of the reason why a company that's not WWE will sell out Madison Square Garden next April.
Interesting.
And if that happens, I hope that happens. I hope that happens. Because WWE needs to have the knife in their back right now of feeling that somebody is creeping up on them and is about to take their spot.
They do. They really do.
Yeah.
I mean, how to say, competition creates more. How to say?
Competition breeds excellence.
Yeah,
that's the best way to put it. And that's been proven time and again with this company, especially because what was the best period of WWE when they had WCW breathing down their neck and they had to develop
Monday Night Wars, the whole Monday Night Wars thing. So
and they had to.
Here's something that's interesting. you brought up the whole All In.
Mhm.
The hang up right now between Rey Mysterio and WWE is what? All In. WWE does not, and I repeat, does not want him to wrestle there.
Yeah. I mean, and it's happened for other names already because Deonna Purrazzo is already withdrawn from All In, and the speculation to that is because the speculation that I at least have, and I'm sure that many others share at this point, is that she was told that she can't be part of All In if she wants to be in the Mae Young Classic. I am firmly
Exactly.
and truly
Exactly.
expecting her
what
to be
is,
the next person announced for it.
and she signed a contract shortly after to join WWE with as part of NXT as a developmental contract.
Yep.
You know, and Deonna Purrazzo is a great talent.
She is. She's one of the best technical wrestlers in the world right now, regardless of gender. And she's only 22 years old.
Yep. It's like what I threw at you when you were talking about Velveteen Dream.
Mm-hmm.
22 years old, has independent experience, and he is one of the greatest wrestlers they got in NXT right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is a guy who was on Tough Enough, ladies and gentlemen, as Patrick Clark, who woke up early to watch Beast in the East.
Mm-hmm.
If that does not tell you the love of the business this guy has, I don't know what will.
He is devoted. He is absolutely devoted.
And he is devoted to his character. He has become the Muhammad Ali of NXT.
Yeah. I don't know about the Muhammad Ali, but in terms of character work right now, there are few who are better.
Yeah.
Very few who are better.
I'm just worried that when he gets called up, the main roster is going to screw it up.
Oh, of course they're going to screw it up. Undoubtedly. Undoubtedly. I'm not even going to bother.
Yeah.
Not even going to bother.
It seems that anybody that does well in NXT is brought up to the main roster to die.
Yep.
Please, WWE, change your ways. Just please.
Nope.
This is a I beg of you.
That's not happening.
I'm gonna be disappointed for the rest of my life.
Yep.
It's okay. I have NJPW to watch.
It seems that NJPW is much better than WWE right now.
They are.
Hey.
And
Can't deny they are.
I know. Yes, Chris, I know. I've got to get the $9.99 NJPW.
Listen, get it when you can, man. Get it when you can. Don't.
We're not pressuring you on getting it immediately or anything.
No pressure at all. Get it when you can, man.
I want to get it. You don't know how bad I want to get. Well, I think you do, Chris.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. I know how badly you want it, and rightfully so. But don't push yourself past your means, man.
I mean, Jesus Christ! I mean, I have become hooked on sumo for crying out loud. which is something that's not predetermined.
And somehow you're already a moderator on one of the threads.
I am a moderator on the stream that comes out for the Bashos.
Yeah.
The main tournaments.
Yeah, and I'll say this though: if you are invested in something that you are totally invested in, sometimes it's it's not as how to say, it's not as guilt free. It's not as guilty to invest in something that you like. But then again, yeah, you got to think about the options. Think about, okay, I'm spending this much money. How does it affect my finances? How does it affect my life?
I mean,
do
I spend $20 every other month to get a highlight package on Tochinoshin for every bacho.
Hmm.
Why? Because Tochinoshin is my guy. And yes, Chris, I told you the other night, yeah, we have been having, up until the massive withdrawal incidents that we were having, we were having not 16, but 20 matches every night on just in the top division, Makuuchi.
Wow.
Okay.
It was going from like 2:00 in the morning to 4:15 my time, 2 a.m. to 4:15 a.m. Central Time. And I'm sitting there watching it live. Why? Because I love what it is.
Yeah, that's devotion to the product. That's what excellent product will bring. It will create in you, and that's the way these things should be. The way that it should be, and the fact that it's not is really just a sign that the fact that it's not with certain things is really just the greatest indictment of just how little these people in these companies, these people in WWE seem to care.
Well, it's like with me with Rocky Mountain Pro Wrestling. I've become so invested in it, I'm willing to drive 2 to 3 hours one way just to catch a show.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
And just like me with some stuff that I do.
MBS, let's put it this way.
Yeah.
She is so invested that she is trying to help them find local venues for RMP.
Wow. Okay. That's
Are
investment.
you
right
not
there.
AA?
I sure am. I'm trying to find local venues for them up here in Cheyenne, Wyoming.
You are helping them. I see.
That is special.
That is special, I think.
Mm-hmm. It is.
That's how invested I am, and I find this product much better than WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm jonesing because they didn't have a show this week. So it's like, damn, I can't wait for the next one. And I remember when WWE used to have me like that, where I couldn't wait for the next week. And now I don't. I'm at the point where it's WWE. I could take it or leave it.
Wow. Well, why don't you enlighten the panel? Because I know who is the creative booker on that RMP right now.
Vince Russo.
Holy sweet Jesus.
I've known this for about a month.
You're shitting me. You're shitting me. You're kidding me right now. Vince Russo?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Okay. When Vince Russo is outperforming your billion-dollar conglomerate with 30 person writing teams,
And he also does work on character development at Mercury Pro Wrestling Academy.
Ooh. Wow, Vince Russo is making small ventures that are meaningful.
He's really a pretty cool guy.
You've talked to him, I assume.
I've talked to him on Twitch.
Oh.
Nice.
Drag him. Why not drag him in one of your podcasts? Or even better, why not drag him in one of ours?
If you can get past him saying bro a lot.
I don't mind. I don't mind.
I can get past it.
I can get past it.
I'll just hit him with the gold, brother. Brother. I'll hit him with that. See how he likes that one.
I mean, if
I figured I would let AA tell you this because I figured it was a good time as any to tell you who was in charge of creative for that promotion.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew what the reaction would be was like, holy shit. And that's exactly what it was. You see, I have some secrets too.
Yeah, clearly.
I've known for about a month.
Wow, that is surprising, really.
And then the owner and CEO of all this, Mercury Yaden, or actually Matt Yaden, but he used to go by Mercury. He worked with TNA Wrestling and Talent Relations and learned it from Al Snow. And traveling from Bob Ryder.
Smart guy.
So he knows what he's doing too.
Yes, he does.
I believe it. I believe it.
AA, if you can get either one of those three or either one of those two on this show, we will open the floor to them to promote however they want.
Yeah.
I'll try next time I talk to Matt.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Cool beans.
They can have
I
the
could
floor.
probably even get a couple of their star wrestlers too.
Oh God, please.
I could probably.
I mean,
I could probably try to get a Naya.
Very interesting.
This is a very interesting.
Possibilities are endless.
Possibilities are endless here.
Yes, they are.
And maybe even get their the Rocky Mountain Pro champion Curtis Cole,
who was a jobber to Braun
Strowman, back when Strowman was going up against No Names.
Oh, okay.
Which one was he? Was he one of those ones that had any sort of a significant line, or did he just get mauled and killed?
He just got mauled and killed.
That's too bad.
Too bad.
That's cool though. That's cool.
Yeah. Okay. I think we should definitely talk this out off air. Discussions,
the possibilities.
meetings.
The possibilities.
Exactly. The possibilities are endless.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's time to evolve the whole thing rather than just us talking about NJPWs and whatnot. Yeah. NJPWs, WWEs, and talk to people.
Talking about the independents is one of my favorite things to do on my show, because you really get a glimpse into it. You really get a glimpse into things that are not often seen or expected.
Exactly.
And I need to get to another Evolve show. Like, that's the one downside of now being in New Jersey, is that like I actually have to pay bridge tolls and whatnot to go see an Evolve show if I want to. So, hopefully that I can get to one sooner rather than later. But yeah, it's a lot of fun to talk about. New Japan. It's much less fun to talk about WWE. But talking about
always fun. It's always fun to talk about, say, people in people in the independent scene, or just talk about small time wrestling sometimes, because sometimes it's just it's just fun.
It's more so about the fact that, like, the things you can talk about and that you can experience in the indies are wholly different and unique to what you might expect to see from any other promotion.
Yeah.
And each indie delivers its own sense of uniqueness to it. I mean, I know AA, you can talk quite a bit about the uniqueness of a company like CZW. No, I can talk about the uniqueness of Evolve. There are so many different different ways to go about independent wrestling, and all of them are great.
there's an independent here in town that I'm trying to get in touch with that comes in like every month,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to. I mean, seats are $10, starting at $10 a piece. I'm wanting to get involved.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wanting to give them a platform,
Mm-hmm.
and it seems that they are like afraid to talk to me because I cover so much WWE.
Mm.
Well, I think, like I said, this has to be talked off air because it is time for us to actually wrap up.
Hell, bring it up now. Why not?
You sure?
Speak, NDS. What is your worry?
No, I'm not worried about anything.
It's more just about the fact that the timing. I think is what he's saying.
Yeah, it's because of the timing.
Because we it's time for
We're
for us to
almost
go.
time to wrap up.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's why. I'm not worried about anything. It's just that we are bound for time, and we can actually talk on this off air.
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm. Before you go to sleep, that is.
Yeah, I need to do that.
Before you go to sleep.
I've got to work tonight.
I'm not worried about we leaking off stuff or anything else. It's just that we have time.
We have
timing is of the essence, my friends. But in any case,
yeah, it's after 1. It's after 1 p.m. my time. So yeah,
it's 3 a.m. in my time, and it's finally 3 a.m. in my time.
Are you getting tired?
No, I miss feeling as if it's 3 a.m. my time in Japan time, rather than watching 3 a.m. and say, "Oh, it's still just 3 a.m. in Europe."
Yep.
I mean, hell, it's 10. It's going to be 10 p.m. over there, and the sun is still up, or is it just technically going to set?
No, the sun is down there by now, but yeah.
I know.
It's definitely
And I've been living in Europe for 2 weeks, and I'm already used to the fact that the sun is going down at 10 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And 12 midnight, it feels like it's 7 p.m. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In any case.
case.
You want to wrap up, or do I need to? Do you want me to wrap it up?
Go ahead.
Okay. This has been Shooting the Breeze, episode 52. The not so extreme rules, which we have talked about at length. A quick fallback to it. I'm putting my lowest of the low expectations on it. I don't know whether I'm going to be entertained by it. I don't know whether I'm going to be sickened by it. I'm just going to watch it and see what happens. This is the pay-per-view where you won't miss anything if you miss it. If you watch with the lowest of the low expectations that you can possibly have. Some of you might enjoy it. Some of you might have matches that you're looking forward to in the card itself. But generally speaking, keep your expectations low on this one, guys.
Yeah.
If you get any sort of entertainment, any sort of value on this one, congrats to you. And please let me know where you got the value, because I haven't really seen any yet. Okay.
Yeah, I need to see it too.
Anyway, thank you, Chris, for coming in on such short notice.
You're very welcome, and I apologize again for my lateness and for being a sleeper.
No worries whatsoever on that one. Thank you.
It's not my fault you were streaming till 2 a.m.
Actually, no. I actually didn't stay up quite that late, but well, not with streaming at least. I've stayed up with having.
Quick segue on that note on the gaming section. I've been sinking my teeth on BattleMech now, so BattleTech actually.
What are you streaming these days, Chris?
I'm pretty much doing exclusively Borderlands 2. That's been my.
He is a Borderlands 2 guy.
Yeah, that has been my baby.
Bread and butter.
Quite a bit.
Bread
and,
yeah, all I know is that when I show up in your stream, you're like, "Oh shit!"
So one day,
I'm always. That's the thing. I always try to greet everybody with a little bit of enthusiasm and whatnot. So,
am I someone you really and truly expect to show up?
Then no. That's why it's a little bit more enthusiastic for you than it is for others at times.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So it's good. It's good to have you in there when you were able to make it. I appreciate
that.
it. Mhm. So yeah, he's good. Anyway.
Anyhow, okay. Thank you, AA, for coming in as well. Even though you haven't really, you're only here to listen and laugh a bit at some stuff and pull out some gems of things like how Vince Russo is actually running a wrestling company. I think, which is shocking even for me. But we love you all the same. We love you all the same.
Where can
thank you.
Where can we find her though? That's the question.
Yeah, good. Where can we find AA?
You can find AA on Twitter at Lady Roshana, LadyRoschan. Wait a minute, I forgot how to spell it.
Whoopsies.
Oh yeah, just a minute. I can't believe I forgot how to. Okay, it's LadyRoschana, or you can find me at Cage Side Seats under Ambrose Alley, or look me up at Violent Wrestling on Twitter as well for Violent Wrestling Podcast.
You guys
and your new one.
AA's Ramblings on
AA's Ramblings.
Yep, on Tuesday nights. It's just me rambling about stuff.
Okay, cool. It's
Rambling
gonna be like a Rambling's good. It's gonna be like a Steve Austin show. That's how. Sorry. Where can they find you, Chris?
Well, you can find me on Thursday nights on my show, Two Guys One Sport, on YouTube for the live broadcast, and you can also subscribe on iTunes as well. Look up Two Guys One Sport, spell out the 2 and the 1 on YouTube. You can also find the show on Twitter at Two Guys One Sport, number 2, number 1 in the handle. For my personal Twitter, you can find me at CrazyChris576, and as we mentioned, you can also find me on Twitch at CrazyChris576. I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, primarily Borderlands 2, although I do mix in other games here and there as it strikes my fancy. I'd love to have you guys hanging out on Twitch. I'd love to see you on Twitter, and hope that you can make it out for an episode of Two Guys One Sport Live, and if not, definitely check out the VODs on iTunes, because I like to think we deliver somewhat of a good product on our show. So
you do.
Thank you for that. And as always, it's a pleasure to be here with you guys, our brothers in Los Ingobernables de Podcast.
Yeah. Taker, where can I find you?
You can find me at Takers_Minion on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
You can find me in the daily, and I'm thinking about taking a respite from the nightly.
Mm-hmm.
You can also find me on the Connoisseurs of Wrestling, which airs on Sundays, usually live at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, except when we have a pay-per-view, which is tomorrow. And we tape and usually drop on Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
It is myself, Biff Kensington, and my lovely wife, Legends Lover. We talk about the history of wrestling. And this week, believe it or not, we're going to be talking about Saturday night's main event. So we hope people will check it out and like, subscribe, and promote.
Like, follow, and subscribe.
Yeah.
Like, follow, and subscribe.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And MBS, where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter at Mr. Dr. Senju. That's MRDR Senju. I apologize for the spamming of my European travels on Twitter. Aside from my personal and private Facebook and Instagram that I do have, which I won't promote because it's personal for my end. That's the only place that I can post. This Twitter is the only place that I can actually feel like I'm promoting to friends, posting my personal stuff to friends. So
yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, if you go there, you will find MDS's face. Something that has been hidden from all of us for over a year.
Really? I've hidden myself for over a year from you guys. Okay. Which one was it? Now I can't remember. Fuck.
Not gonna tell you.
Which one was it? Fuck.
Nope.
Okay, never mind. Like I said, you can catch me on Twitter, Mr. Dr. Senju. That's MRDR Senju. Again, you can also catch me along with this guy right there, TakersMinion, on the official Shootin' the Breeze Twitter at Shootin' the Breeze. That's SHOOTINDABREEZ1. Other than that, you can catch me on Cage Side Seeds. I'll finally be back on track on that one because I spent 2 weeks on vacation, so
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
return it there. Yeah, sure. the, the sarcasm is dripping thickly over there.
Yeah, really.
Heard that before, but
This guy is actually giving me the shits.
Mhm.
Okay, but in any case, where can they find you, Taker?
I already did that.
Okay, now I'm.
Way to
blank.
be paying attention on your own damn show, MDS. My God.
I just came back from 2 weeks vacation, Dad.
That's no
That doesn't matter.
That's no
you need to stay
excuse.
professional.
I'll stay professional then. I'm gonna give. I'll stay professional. This has been Shootin' the Breeze, episode 52. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for listening. Again, thanks to Crazy Chris and Ambrose Alley for coming in. Hopefully, we'll see you next week for TakersMinion right there. And Mr. Dr. Senju, apologies for any single rusty thing that I am doing because I have no idea what I'm doing this podcast right now. I'll promise I'll be on my professional best next week.
We forgot one thing.
What's that?
The plugs, boy. The plugs.
The plugs.
You
Can we
forgot all
skip
the
the-
plugs.
Can we skip all the plugs today?
Well, I will say a very happy birthday to Miss Tanya Rogers from Wednesday Night
Oh.
Shooting. Today is her birthday. So send your best birthday wishes out to Tanya at Militia Mel's Joe on Twitter.
Yeah, and I will also promote the newest podcast that AA has. It's AA's Ramblings, like she stated earlier.
Mhm.
Give it a listen. I plan on it. It's just that Tuesdays sometimes you get nuts at work.
Mhm.
It's nothing personal, AA. I hope you know that.
I know that, and I don't take it that way.
Great. All right. Episode
Okay,
52 is done and over. It's in the books.
Yeah, that's
See
my
you.
line.
Hey, I steal what I can, damn it.
This is the most unprofessional podcast ever.
Love you, Chris.
Love you.
It's in the
All
books.
right.
It's in
We'll
the
see you all-
archives.
We'll see you all next week. Bye for now.
Bye for now. Don't forget to smile, guys. Stay happy. Be nice to one another. And
And don't work yourself into a shoot.